Close enough. Might as well kick audio live.
I suppose I should swap over to the stream on my tablet then, huh?
Should you?
Gonna have to lower my...
And, make sure you're not on fucking top chat for like 2 hours.
Look.
Easy butt. Oh, Sarge, don't forget to use live chat. Yeah. I already mentioned.
Look, you assholes.
We're not the ones who sat there on top chat for 2 hours not noticing. Like some kind of idiot.
There. I'm on all chat.
Uh-huh. Yeah, don't make it so easy.
Live
then.
chat.
True
all
story.
messages.
Mm-hmm. We'll see. Until you have to refresh the page because something breaks. And
Or my chat times out like it does usually about halfway through the stream.
So, moved.
Yeah, so I now live about a 2-minute car ride from Inu.
That's an exaggeration. 2 minutes if the 2 stop signs between us are busy.
Yeah.
Like you have to wait for cars.
They were for me today.
I could tell you from going back and forth to your place on Friday, it took me all of about minute of actual driving time.
And in all actuality, the
Although
drive to my house from yours takes longer than the drive from mine to you.
It's faster to go from you to me than it is to go from me to you.
Which has more to do with the one-way streets in our area.
I live on the corner of 2 one-way streets, so in order to get to her place from mine, you have to go like out of my driveway, up the side street that my driveway goes onto, to a main street, to make a right, to go down to the next street, to make a right, to stay on that past 2 intersections, and then take the 3rd left, and then you're at her place. But from hers, you just kind of like turn around, come back up the street, make a right, and then just take that until my actual street, and then make a left, and you're there.
Yeah, it's really not far from him to me at all.
Hey, look, Gil was late again. What? Mars playing P4. Gotcha. Wait, P4 or P4 Golden? There's an important distinction there.
Sounds like your time is off, Sarge. No, he's right. The timestamps on YouTube say
Sarge's is off. Gil was on at 7:02.
No, his first thing was at 7:01.
Oh, yeah, okay. He was saying he was never late at 7:02. P4 H?
G. Mar corrected to G.
Oh.
Slander YouTube is also off. No, it's not, Gil. It can't possibly be off for everyone that's not you. That's not how that works.
I mean, I suppose it theoretically could be, but it'd be extremely unlikely. Like, exceptionally unlikely.
Oh, that is a wall of text from bio. Bio, buddy. Everything okay?
No, it's good.
Bio, to be fair, YouTube is off is generally a correct statement, just not in this instance. Gil, you're not gonna get Bio to betray Inu and I on our stream. That's not gonna happen. Unless one or both of us seriously fucks up. Getting Bio to turn on the 2 of us at once is not gonna happen.
I mean, he is offering a donut. To be fair, like there is a donut in it for
A
Bio.
singular donut.
Yeah, but that's like a donut that Gil has to buy and then have shipped and then delivered and
Yeah, and by the time it gets to Bio, one, it'll be stale, and two, depending on how it's packaged, could very well be moldy.
yeah, but it'll also be like a $20 donut.
Unless Gil technically orders DoorDash in our neighborhood to, like...
Well, that's not gonna help.
Like,
in any capacity.
Sorry, in Bio's neighborhood. To actually get a donut to buy.
I mean, if you ordered a donut in our neighborhood, the best you could do would be send it to me. That's not gonna help.
One of these days.
Gil, if you agree with
Gil
Gil,
order DoorDash for Inu and I.
Bio, if you agree with Gil, he's gonna buy me a donut. Apparently, is how this works. I guess, according to Willow.
I'm kind of okay with that, actually. Ugh, Krispy Kreme. Ugh.
I mean, not the worst thing it could be.
No, but we can do better than that. There's local donut place and local donut place.
I mean, quickly, like, buy a local donut that resembles a cake.
Sugar coma for all. No, sugar coma for all is when we make ice cream sandwich milkshakes. God, that's just death.
I mean, one of the local donut places kind of helps Bio, I think. Possibly. I don't know. Don't forget to dip the Oreo in the ice cream sandwich milkshake shenanigans. Yeah, I mean, Gil, the thing is, like, I don't think we have an actual, like, Krispy Kreme store anywhere near us, either.
Yeah, I don't think we... I honestly don't think we do.
I think the closest one is, like, a couple hours away in a different state.
I'm gonna Google this.
Like, we can get, like, boxes of Krispy Kreme at, like, the supermarket, but those aren't, like, real fresh Krispy Kreme, you know?
Near me.
Yeah, I know those don't count. That's what I'm saying.
So, the nearest Krispy Kreme to Inu and I is 49 miles away.
It's closer than I thought. I would have bet it was, like 90-ish. Like somewhere in the area of like 70 to 90 miles.
Yeah, so not quite another state, but actually that might have been... I'm gonna stop that statement.
For 49 miles, those better be some damn good donuts, and I very much doubt. I mean, yeah, for 49 miles, there's still Krispy Kreme, which is, I mean, they're donuts, but they're not like, god tier super donuts or anything.
I mean, here's the thing, Gil. I've got to be really careful about what I say about where Inu and I live, because as previously mentioned earlier in the stream, that's on the long end a 2-minute car ride difference between our addresses. Gil's still trying to get Bio to side with him. Bio, side with me and I'll get you pizza. I know you have pizza. Everywhere has pizza.
No, I don't have pizza.
Yeah, but we're not far from multiple pizza places.
Yeah, but I don't have pizza. So your argument of everywhere has pizza is incorrect. I don't have any.
Bio, but you don't know which pizza. We've gotten very off topic very quickly this stream.
No, we're fully on topic. I don't know what you're talking about.
Pictures of what, Gil?
Pizzas, obviously. Like, how is this difficult for you? Yeah.
I could have many pictures of pizzas just by utilizing the internet. Like, no. Just a hard stop on that one. Nope. Hard pass.
So,
No, do not want people having photos of my bedroom.
So Bio discovered a thing, by the way.
Okay.
So,
Oh, it's the thing on Dimitri's armor, right?
yes, but take a closer look at it. Okay? So, if you look closely, the strap is very intentionally placed.
Oh, it's blind in one eye.
Yes, he's eye patched over on the right eye of the Beast King. Which also makes it look angrier than it would otherwise look. So Dimitri is wearing angry edgelord half-blind lion on his chest.
Aww.
So Dimitri is wearing
Dimitri.
Three Houses Dimitri
Yep.
on his chest in Three Hopes, which is pretty fucking great. Because, you know, why not, really? That's to do the thing. Blatantly, obviously.
Bio, why do you send Gil pictures of pizza?
But do you not send people pictures of pizza?
No!
Well, that's-
I don't, generally, I don't send people pictures of the food I'm eating.
maybe
unless
you've
it's
just
really
not been
impressive.
having. I was gonna say maybe you've just not been having good pizza. You should go get some better pizza. Look, I
think the last time...
think every time I go get stuffed burgers, I send somebody pictures of stuffed burgers.
I think the last time I texted anyone a picture of a pizza I was eating, it was because I was trying to explain to a coworker what sacrilege pizza is. Because sacrilege pizza is a crime.
Nonsense.
But it is-
Sacrilege pizza is delicious.
It's delicious. It's just against the rules. It's sacrilege. For anyone curious, sacrilege pizza is what I refer to Hawaiian pizza as, because although I think Hawaiian pizza is delicious, I openly acknowledge pineapple probably shouldn't be on pizza.
I mean, pineapple should absolutely be on pizza. Let's be honest. I think we can all agree that pineapple is supposed to be on pizza. Just like we can all agree that Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
It's not.
It is, though.
It is not.
No, it's definitely a Christmas movie.
It's not. And I'm sure chat's gonna side with you, not me.
In what way is Die Hard not a Christmas movie? It's set at Christmas.
That doesn't make it a Christmas movie.
So are you gonna tell me that, like, Christmas with the Cranks is not a Christmas movie? Because the only thing that makes it a Christmas movie is being set at Christmas? So therefore it's not a Christmas movie.
No.
Is Home
not what I'm
Alone not a Christmas movie? It's set at Christmas.
That's not what makes a Christmas
Yes,
movie
it
a Christmas
is.
movie. No, a Christmas movie at its core is about is typically about either romance
No, that's a Hallmark movie.
or it's about the importance of the holiday season, which Die Hard is definitively not about. It is not
however, about romance.
It is not a Christmas movie.
It's a Christmas movie.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Yes, we're absolutely debating Die Hard as a Christmas movie.
It's not.
Because it is.
Sarge, no.
It's a Christmas movie. Thank you. It is a Christmas. There you go. Like I said, we can all agree on this except for people who are incorrect, like Willow.
It's not
It's
a Christmas movie.
Deal with it. It's a Christmas movie.
It's not.
Not only is it a Christmas movie, it is the best Christmas movie.
No.
Yes, it is.
You're just wrong.
No, I'm sorry. You are the incorrect one here. In other news, it takes a special kind of person to make something so absurd. Maybe that way? No, that won't work either. Huh. Never thought I'd see you, of all people, working so hard on something, Sylvain. That a fire orb? Hey, Shez, and it sure is. Kinda. Kinda? What do you mean? Well, to be a bit more accurate, it's actually a replica of a fire orb. I cobbled it together for something I've been working on. Oh, well, I guess that would explain why it's so small. Actually, is that why people have been seeing you reading so many books about magic recently? Yeah, you got it. Though it isn't actually small like that just because it's a replica. I actually made it so small because creating smaller fire orbs is what I've been working on. Huh. You're trying to make smaller fire orbs. But why would we need those when the big ones work just fine? See, that's the thing. The normal ones do work just fine, but if we could find a way to reduce their size enough and figure out a way to cut out the middleman of needing your own magic to trigger them, then they could actually be used by our troops in battle instead of just being siege weapons. I don't know, that honestly seems pretty unnecessary to me. Oh, come on, Shez, just think about it for a second. Imagine what we could do if any ordinary Myrmidon or Knight could pull one of these out when they need to. How would the enemy forces possibly be able to compete with something like that? I'm just not sure about this. The whole thing sounds kind of far-fetched. I honestly think the Knights or Myrmidons would just be better off using the weapons they already specialize in, instead of also having to worry about carrying around whatever you'd even call the fire orbs at that point. Oh, you're only saying that because there hasn't been any real alternatives before now. Besides, how would people carrying around one of these around be any different than how someone like Dedue carries around throwing axes for threats outside of his reach? Or how His Majesty... Actually, he just treats all of his lances like javelins recently, come to think of it. Anyways, I'm pretty confident you'd see what I mean if I ever got this to work. Not that I think it's actually going to happen at this rate. Huh. Where'd that come from? You seemed so sure about this just a minute ago. Well, it's just... the idea itself is something I feel confident would work, but actually figuring out the mechanics of it is... it's just beyond me. But you're the one who came up with the idea in the first place, aren't you? Okay, don't laugh, but it was actually something I kind of first saw in a dream. A dream? Why does that suddenly seem familiar? Well, a couple of months ago, I had this dream where I saw someone using some kind of portable magic cannon. It shot these weird, spiraling beams coated in lightning. That actually sounds a lot like those weird Viscum things Cornelius had up in Ferdiad. Though, I think Flame said they were actually called railguns? Whatever a gun even is. Really? Well, I couldn't for the life of me figure out how the portable railgun I saw worked, so I figured maybe using a small fire orb on the inside would do the trick instead. Though now that I've tried working on those, I'm not sure they were the right answer either. I kind of feel like the answer here is that things like that just aren't possible to begin with, Sylvain. I mean, you only saw it in a dream, right? Could you imagine someone actually managing to shrink something like those massive towers down to such a small scale? Yeah, you're probably right, Shez. Even if it is actually possible, it would take some kind of genius to pull something like that off. Meanwhile... Hey, what's that you're working on? Oh, this? Well, since I don't have the materials or funding to make myself a new railgun, and I also don't have my centaur sword anymore, I was just trying to think up a new weapon to use. Really? What'd you have in mind? See, a bit ago I remembered that time way back when I was speaking to Ingrid about upgrading her spear for her, and then thought, well, why don't I just do that to my sword now so that it can shoot fire? Pretty smart, right? First, Ingrid never let you go through with that, remember? Second, in what way would stabbing a tube of bologna onto a weapon make it shoot fire? And third, wouldn't it just immediately slide off because your sword has a straight blade? Okay, I'll give you that first and last one, but I'm telling you, that spear definitely would have shot fire if she just let me go through with it.
Okay. So one thing Bio commented on earlier as a fun fact related to the first image is that, provided his math isn't wrong, this is actually the first time that Sylvain's appeared in one of these for 211 images, and that's without accounting for the extra multi-part images.
Rip.
What's funny is that if we look at the Lance of Ruin in game, it does technically have the may occasionally cast Bologna ability unlocked in the save.
Yeah, it does.
So technically, Ingrid's running around. Well, whoever's using Ruin at the time is running around with a spear that casts Bologna. Because I refuse to refer to that spell as anything other than Bologna.
Also, Gez. I don't know what Gez is, but
it's just one of the... like, I've never found a way to spell G's that I really like.
well, that's just Gez. So I don't think that's it.
Like, when you try and spell it, like, and I'm not gonna get into the phonetics of it all on stream, but yeah, I constantly try different spellings to see if I can find one I don't hate.
So, what if, like, you take something that already sounds like it and just remove letters? So, like, G's and Jeeves are only separated by the V sound. So if you just take the spelling of Jeeves, that Jeeve, you know, Jeeves, I think is how they did it for Ask Jeeves. You just take out the V, you've got Jeees.
See, that's the problem, is I don't like that either. I've tried that. So, like, I've also thought about, like, squeeze has a very similar sound.
What about, like, the Bee Gees, but without, you know, the B? So then you just have Gees.
See, that also looks dumb.
Okay, what if you just make it look less dumb by throwing a silent Q in there? So you got like Beques.
No, that happens if you... That legitimately happens if you use the squeeze route and and replace the S with a G. It then becomes GQ.
You know, it's nice when the game gives a setup as easy as this. Just want to make sure I was at the top. And there. That should be the last of them. I really hope so. We are way past due for a break by this point. Hey, you want to go grab something to eat, Mercy? I heard one of the restaurants in town has a new special we could try. I'm not feeling particularly hungry yet myself. Oh, I believe I have an idea. Oh, really? What did you have in mind? Well, why don't we have a tea party? I recently made a fair amount of treats that I've stored away, so we could eat some of those while we enjoy some tea if you'd like. I guess I'd be up for that, but what suddenly brought on the idea of a tea party? One of my patients recently gave me some high-quality sugar as a gift for helping them, so I used it to make the treats I just mentioned. And recently I've felt very nostalgic towards the tea parties from back in the monastery. We used to have them so often, and they were always such enjoyable ways to celebrate occasions like birthdays. So I've just wanted to have one again. In that case, sounds like a plan to me. You go ahead and grab your snacks, and I'll start setting up the table. Later, in the mess hall. Oh, these things are really good, Mercy. Thank you, Shez. I'm glad you're happy with them. Say, did you actually go out and pick fresh fruit to make these with? Yes, as a matter of fact. Because of the higher quality sugar I was using, I decided that I wanted to use the freshest fruits I could get to make them taste a little more special. Oh, so that's why these tasted so familiar. These treats are familiar to you? What do you mean by that? Oh, well, it's just back when I lived with my mom. Our house was in this little mountain village surrounded by trees everywhere. So whenever she'd want to bake something, she'd go out into the forest and pick some fresh fruit to use. I wouldn't say the stuff she would make was anywhere near as fancy as the things you make, but there was always something special about them. So eating these treats you make, it kind of almost felt like I was a little kid again once I tasted that flavor. My, that is a wonderful memory to hold on to, Shez. You must have cared for your mother very much. Yeah, I really did. Though, unfortunately, it's kind of hard to remember the time I spent with her now since it's been so long since then, but I'll at least always know the taste of the treats she would make for us. Shez, this might sound somewhat strange, but may I ask you something? Yeah, sure, go ahead. You ever wish you could return to the past? To relive those days you spent with your mother? Or to change something that you did wrong? Huh? Well, that's kind of a strange thing to bring up out of the blue. What brought that on, Mercy? It's just something I've had on my mind for a while recently. Okay then. Well, I guess to answer your question, I don't think I would, no. As nice as those old memories may be, there's just no point living in the past like that. And as for changing something I did wrong, as nice a thought as that would be, you just never know what that could end up changing for you in the future as well if you did that. Doing just one thing different could end up making you or even the people around you go on to live an entirely different life. It's just not worth the risk to me, I'd say. Besides, even if I did want to do any of that stuff, it's not like it's even possible for someone to do in the first place, seeing as time travel isn't a real thing. Yes, I suppose you're right. Hey, did I say something wrong? You seem really down all of a sudden. Oh, my apologies. I guess I was just daydreaming for a moment while I was lost in thought. Here, would you like to try this treat next, Chez? It's one I made specially to pair with this tea. Sure, I guess.
The bio says...
Thanks, Mercy.
By the way, you have no fucking idea how much of a softball throw it was for the game to have Mercy suddenly say, hey, you want a tea party? Out of nowhere.
Yeah, right?
And then say, by the way, Chez, this is a weird question. Have you ever wanted to use time travel to go back in time and spend more time with your dead parent? I legitimately just sat there staring at the screen when it did that last week because I couldn't believe it actually threw out something that perfect for me to use for our purpose.
I know, it's incredible, right? I'm telling you, our playthrough of Three Houses is the official canon. Like, it has to be. Three Hopes just keeps, like, beating that into us.
I don't know, they're trying to make Felix more important than he ever was.
I lost where OBS was for a second there, guys. Well, an attempt was made to find OBS, but also this. It seems that you were the victory of this battle, Dimitri.
The victory. The victor.
What I'm pretty sure I read. But next time you won't be so lucky. No, Edelgard, you aren't escaping from me that easily. I have questions I need answers to, and you are the one who's going to give them to me. Doesn't it just warm the heart to see a pair of siblings playing together like this? Talus! Why, hello there, dear Edelgard. It's been far too long. If you don't mind, you'll be coming with me now. So it is true. You really have allied yourself with Dimitri after all. Excuse me, but what? And who even is that? Wait, so you don't know him? I Can't say I do, no. Well, I guess that makes more sense. I can't imagine you'd be one to ally with the man who killed your father. He... What? Ow, hey, what was that for? If it is true that this man is the one who killed my father, then we have more to talk about later than I realized, Edelgard. Until then, I'm not letting anyone lay a finger on you. Especially not this... Talus, you called him? Oh, isn't that just precious? How sweet of you to protect your dear stepsister like this. I might not know why you're here, Talus, but I do know that as long as I'm still standing, you are not reaching Edelgard. Oh, is that a fact? What the hell? Your attempt to defend her was certainly admirable, but I can teleport, remember? Oh, how did I already forget he could do that? You know, you really kinda suck at this to me. Shriek of pain. Well, that certainly doesn't seem like it was a good thing. Are you alright, Edelgard? Your eyes seem wrong. Edelgard, the king here was so kind as to try and protect him from me, so why don't you be a good girl and repay that kindness by burning both him and this fortress of his to ashes? Whoa, whoa. Okay, it's fine. OBS is just betraying us again, as it does. Crazed cackling. I must thank you for the entertaining show you've put on for us, but there are important matters that we must attend to. So if you would, do be gracious and burn quickly, King Dimitri. It definitely was not a good thing, no. Sometime and far too much hellfire later. Man, what the apparently literal hell happened here, Dimitri? One second you run off to find Edelgard, and then the next, everything's just on fire. Would you believe me if I said a teleporting wizard did it? Was that a joke? Ugh, come on, let's just get you to Mercy. You definitely aren't feeling well. I'm fine, Shez. I have more important things to do now. Dimitri, we both know how often I get the crap beaten out of me on a regular basis. I'm basically an expert on it by this point, so trust me when I say you are not fine after the beatdown you just took. Oh, fair enough.
So the only comment Bio made while we were reading through that one was that they did also give Felix a cat in this game, which by default makes him better than the Felix we used to deal with all the time.
That's true. This is the superior Felix. This is Cat Dad Felix.
Resentful Cat Dad Felix. He's not happy about it.
Listen, he will be. That's how it always is. Like,
although it did give me an excuse to meow during the
everyone who gets a cat and doesn't want a cat starts out not really having affection towards the cat, and then they become best friends with the cat. That's how this happens.
I mean, that is how I ended up Serena's kitty cat mom.
So let's all pour one out for old what's his name. Easy there, Dimitri. We're almost to the infirmary now. Then you can rest while Mercy patches you up. I keep telling you, Shez, I don't need my wounds aren't that bad. What matters right now is defending what's left of Aryan Road. Sure, now he says that. We both know that you're barely holding together right now. Besides, if you die because of something as stupid as refusing to get your wounds treated, then Mercy is gonna kill you. Everyone, I have finally located them. Huh? Jez, Dimitri, thank the goddess. I am greatly relieved to see that you are both okay. Or, mostly okay, it would seem. Huh. Glad to see you made it out of there alright too, Flane. Is Mercy back at the infirmary by now? She's actually helping take care of Annette's wyvern right now. Apparently one of its wings took an arrow pretty early on, so Annette had to sit out the whole battle while Flame was stuck running around everywhere on her own.
I know it sucked.
Never mind that, though. What the hell did the boar do to himself this time? Edelgard got turned into some kind of monster by a man named Talus. She beat the hell out of me after that, and, well, you saw what happened to the fortress. That's why I can't just afford to sit around because of my injuries. I need to get out there. Boar, you're doing it again. Doing what? Putting everything onto your own shoulders as if we weren't here to help. You know, the usual. Oh, I'm sorry about that. I'm still trying to get used to this. Anyways, I guess I could have went worse out there. Dimitri, you're beaten half to death. Edelgard got turned into a literal monster before getting carried off to who knows where, and most of the fortress we came here to defend is a smoking pile of rubble. I don't see how it could have gotten any worse than that. When you put it like that. Still though, at least none of our forces died here today. Why did you go silent like that? Well, because one of our own did actually die out there today. What? What happened? It was Miklon. Apparently, he fell in battle while fighting the enemy commander on his own. Oh God, that's... If anyone has something they would like to say in his honor, then please, speak up and do so. Really? None of you have anything to say. Not even you, Sylvain. Well, I know he was my brother and all, but he was still kind of an ass, so I've got nothing. Well, I didn't get many chances to talk with him after you got him to join with us, so... Glorifying people's deaths is just because they happen to die in battle isn't really my thing. Seriously, I know Miklon did some many less than reputable things after he was disowned by his family, but he still died fighting for our cause all the same. I think that's deserving of at least a few good words in his honor. Don't all of you? So can just one of you please think of something to say here? Lane. Lane, I appreciate what you're doing, but we all know you have never even been in the same room as Miklon before, let alone spoken to him because Sedeth wouldn't allow it. Please put your hand back down.
Okay. I had felt bad that you were seemingly the only one here to be affected by Miklon's death. So I had simply wanted to help raise your spirits.
It's fine. I know that's why you thought to try, and I thank you for it. Unfortunately, Miklon was an unmitigated ass. And, you know, kind of stole his family's super lance in an alternate continuity, so...
So, stuff bios said, since you started reading this one. Felix has the exact energy of the dad who doesn't want his family to get a dog, then is best friends to the dog as soon as it enters the house.
Yeah.
He also says, it's wild to me that Miklon just straight up died for real off-screen in that mission, and then the most he got was a single in-mission piece of dialogue saying, oh, he died. Huh.
Yeah. Oh shit, Miklon died. Well, anyway.
When Inu said, oh, Miklon just died, by the way, I genuinely didn't believe him at first because of how nothing it was. Only for it to turn out that that was actually what happened.
Yeah. I mean, I felt like somebody had to acknowledge his death, and the game kind of just gave it a throwaway, like...
death groan. In, like, the subtitles
Yeah.
on the screen.
Yeah. It wasn't, he didn't even get a cutscene for it or anything. He just kind of, like, died over there. Fighting Gwendol or whatever. And
Yeah.
Gwendol was like, well, that was a guy that I just killed.
Yeah. Oh, he was surprisingly more of a challenge than I thought he'd be
You
for
put up-
not having a crest
You
or
put
some
up
shit
more of
like
a fight
that.
than I was expecting from a crustless, dishonored bastard.
Yeah, more or less.
And then his dad, like, his dad was the only one that actually acknowledged it. Where you know, where Margrave Gautier was like, well, he was still my son, so I guess I'm going to go try to avenge him now. And that was all anyone said about Miquelan's death.
Bio said the best the game did was have Sylvain go, huh, I guess he did a good job of holding off a few guys for a while. Oh, well.
Yeah, right. He was an adequate meat shield, and no one can ever take that away from him.
Yep.
Whoops.
Yeah, the game is not exactly... Like, neither game is kind to Miquelan, but at least Three Hopes was slightly kinder.
Well, at least this game gave him, like, kind of a redemption arc, as opposed to, like, Three Houses.
Where he was just a dick that stole the Lance of Ruin and then turned himself into a demonic beast.
Yeah. As opposed to, like, Byleth, who stole the Lance of Ruin and turned herself into a god. As you do, you know. Alrighty. Oop. Ah, no, go back. I had you where I wanted you. Ingrid B.
Bio says, Violet did no such thing. She
Hey,
legally
Ingrid.
acquired the
Glad I
Lance of
tracked you
Ruin.
down. Have you ever heard of Tobias's mercenaries?
Oh,
What an odd question.
those are the ones that are led by a
Tobias.
hawk
No,
who
yep,
used
I
to
was
be
about
a
to
boy.
say, they're led by a hawk.
familiar
Yeah, we've
somehow.
heard of them.
Yeah.
Huh. I thought everybody knew about them. Captain Burling must have exaggerated that part. Anyway, they were a big mercenary group my old captain used to be in when she was a kid. Apparently their leader, Tobias,
Was a
so
hawk.
loyal to one of the local lords that he was practically an honorary advisor.
Strange. I thought mercenaries kept interactions with their employers strictly business.
Most do. But not only did these mercs fight for this lord, they pitched in building the castle town too.
Just like how I pitch in doing, like,
They even
yard
went so
work
far
and
as to
shit.
trade their swords
Literally
and bows
everything for
hoes and
Dimitri.
pitchforks, and tilled the barren land for the farmers of the region. And they opened up shops in town when the lord was going through some financial troubles.
It sounds like they went far beyond what is expected of most mercenaries. Unless, is that something you all do?
Define all.
Oh, not
Sarge,
at all.
I don't know if
We're
you're still
fighters through
listening
and
to
through.
the stream or not,
Nobody
but
in their right
if you
mind would
are,
ask us
let
to
Elle know
drop
I
everything
binge
to
watched
become
that anime
farmers
she
or
told me about
merchants.
last night. Love it.
Basically, both the mercenaries and the lord were doing stuff way
Says
different
kind of
from
does
how
way
they
too much
normally
work
do.
for no real reason. Yeah, I know, it's incredible.
Yes, of course. A bunch of sellswords planting seeds and tending a shop is certainly unheard of.
In the end, this captain grew so close to the noble of the region that people started calling him the Lord's right-hand man. I guess my point is, it doesn't matter what you are. Mercenary, knight, noble, you aren't tied to any one role just because of the title you hold. Even battle-hardened mercs can end up as farmhands if that's what the client calls for. And if that's possible,
Which is why I'm
surely a
constantly
noble can
helping
do
pick up
anything they
manure
want,
with the
too.
horses.
No, that's engaged
True
where
enough.
you're picking up horse manure all
That
the
ties
time.
into our conversation
Fair.
from before as well.
I've never actually tried giving it as
Thank
a gift
you.
to anyone.
Everyone
I will
hates
give
it.
them
I
others some
assumed
thoughts.
as much.
Literally everyone hates it.
Can you sell it for anything?
I've not found a way to sell gifts at all yet. I mean, there might be, but I haven't found it, if it exists.
Good. I know it won't be easy to find the answer, but I'm here to bounce ideas off if you
Although
ever
everyone
need it.
does have, like, a unique line of dialogue for trying to
And
get
no
them
matter
to do
what,
it, so.
I'm just glad my old captain's story actually helped you.
Also,
All this stuff
technically, you
about
can
Tobias
feed
and
it
his
to Sami.
mercenaries really caught me off guard the first time I heard
Oh,
it.
why would you?
I
You were
mean,
right about that. But, I cannot shake the feeling that this Tobias person is familiar somehow. Wait, I remember now. I believe the noble in your story may have actually been my grandmother.
Really? The last head of House Galatea?
Yes. I don't remember very well since I was still so young, but I recall she had a friend by the name Tobias.
all Shez does with the horses in this
Though
game
I
is that
find it
people sweep the
difficult to
dirt
believe
floor
the
they
old man I
stand
knew
on.
was once a strapping
Yeah, that's
mercenary
fair.
captain.
If it really was him, he must have climbed the ranks even further than I realized. I mean, not just anyone can meet a noble's family like that. Who would have thought this old story would hit so close to home?
Certainly not me.
Alright, Rodrigue B. Maybe. There we go.
Hey, Rodrigue, you got a sec?
What's the matter? You look troubled.
Well, we ended up spending most of this winter out on the battlefield. So I was thinking, if we put an end to the war before next winter rolls around, maybe we could all go back north and...
And?
Go skiing?
Speak plainly.
I want to have a snowball fight. Dimitri said that's how all the kids in Fargus play during the winter. Figure it would be good to try at least once now that I'm living here in the kingdom.
Ha ha ha! Yes, a fine idea. The
Snowball
sport's
fights are
rather
really fun
profound,
until
if
you
I
get
do
that
say so
one
myself.
dick who, like, packs
Dividing
ice into the
into
middle of
factions
it.
and
God.
formulating
Or a rock
strategies
or
makes it
something.
So that is why I
much
refuse
minds
to let the kids in the
as it does
after-school
one of her
program
snow.
actually go out and play in the snow anytime
Hold
there
on,
is enough
strategy?
snow to do that.
This sounds kind of
Because
intense for a
I
kid's
would
game.
100% like half my kids are
is.
that asshole.
When we were still in
in
the throes of our
program.
youth,
I'd have to
Lambert,
write way
Matthias,
too
and
many
I
incident
faced off in
reports
such
based
a
off
contest.
injuries.
With our squires in tow,
But yes,
we
snowball
traveled
fights are
to the
tremendous
northern
fun.
mountains to do battle.
And then you've got the kid that, like,
Hey, that sounds
makes
like
a snowball
So what happened?
and, like, sticks it in the freezer
the
inside for
first
a
to
while.
I hid in the
Basically
shadows,
just makes it
biding
into a
my
ball
time
of
and
ice
observing
and
the
then hurls it
enemy's
at people.
movements until the moment was right to strike. And yet, such an opportunity never
And then you got the
came.
kid that makes a bunch
While
of
his
snowballs
subordinates
in
fought
winter
freely
and
the
puts them in
open,
the
His
freezer, and
Majesty
then in,
launched
like,
a
July
surprise
goes and
attack
grabs
on
one
my
out of the
position.
freezer and starts chucking it at people.
Unfortunately,
The
my
problem
men
is if
and
you
I
put a
were
snowball in
unable
the
to
freezer,
land
it
even
essentially becomes a
single
block
blow
of
on it.
ice. It
Our
doesn't
defeat
stay a
was a
nice
matter of
fluffy
course.
snowball.
Yeah, but it
now
means
I
you
know
have
where
a snowball
Dimitri
in
gets his
July.
tendency to rush into battle alone. Like father, like
Yes, for
son,
all of
huh?
about 6 minutes before it's suddenly a pool of water.
So, yeah,
Indeed.
but any
Still,
snowball
it's
is only a
difficult to feel
snowball
wrong
until you
when you've
throw
been
it.
defeated in such a swift and skillful manner. My downfall left only Lambert and the Margrave, a man notorious for his rotten character even as a child. His strategy was not to attack outright, but to prepare an ambush for His Majesty in one of the more densely wooded groves.
Seriously? All that for just a snowball fight?
Snowball fights are really
Really
No
fun
wonder
until you meet
Sylvain
that
is so
one
cunning.
dick who packs rocks
Anyway,
and ice
what
into
happened
theirs.
next?
Roderick, that sounds
We
like
were
you're
all
speaking from
familiar with
experience.
Matthias's ignoble
Yes,
tactics,
my son
so
was
His Majesty
quite
was careful to
dick.
avoid the cowardly ambush which had been laid for him.
Oh, well, why did Glenn do that?
At
That wasn't
last,
very nice of
just
him.
as the opposing
You leave
generals
Glenn
were
out of
staring
this.
each other down,
If any of his kids was gonna do it, it's clearly
the current Count
Felix.
Galatea, and noble, many years our senior, emerged from the wood to put a stop to it. In the end, our final showdown that day was between his hands and the scruffs of our necks, all while our ears rang with his
Yeah, but
dire warnings.
Felix
about the
isn't his
mountains.
son. Glenn is his only son.
That sounds like
The only
Ingrid's
son
dad,
he
all right.
cares about. at
Guess that
least.
means
The
nobody
only
won,
son he'll
huh?
admit to having.
Yes, the story dates back several decades, but I still remember it as if we were trudging through the snow only yesterday. Say, if
Do you
you
mean
do
Glenn,
end up mustering
Dimitri,
an
or
army for
Felix?
one of
I
these
had
snowball
3 of
battles,
those.
I would be honored to observe, should you have me.
Why don't you join us? As one of the combatants, I mean. I'm sure Dimitri and the Margrave won't mind. You won't be facing the same
Dimitri and the
opponents,
Margrave
but
won't
maybe
mind,
then
but
you'll finally
Felix
settle the score.
definitely would.
For old time's sake.
A sound point. Very well. I'd be thrilled to partake when the time comes. You know, of late I've been dreading the coming winter, but now I feel I may actually look forward to it.
Winter is coming. Don't have Raph, don't have Big Nuts, don't have Marianne. We do have Yuri, and we just got Yuri, so
Yep,
we
we
need to
just
do
got
Yuri
Yuri.
C. We also just got Shamir.
We're also going to have to do all of Yuri's C supports, too, because he should at least have some with the other Ashen Wolves, I think.
He's also got one with
Yuri's
Ash.
still not back yet? It's been 5 days. What's this? A letter. Not like him to leave his stuff lying around. I wonder if it says anything about where he went. Well, it's just sitting there. Can't hurt to take a peek, right?
It would mean Felix would get to chuck things at
Are
his
you
dad
well?
without getting yelled at
Eating
for
enough?
it, so he might
I
actually be
worry
willing
about
to
you
allow
all the
it.
time.
Fair.
Thank you for sending money always. I want to see you soon. Huh. Is this letter for Yuri? It's got a different name on it.
Having fun?
Yuri! Wow, you really snuck up on me. When did you get back?
Just now. More importantly, why are you snooping through things that don't belong to you? Choose your next word carefully if you don't want them to be your last.
I have a soft spot for Yuri as a character.
I'm sorry. It was just sitting out in the open, so I thought it'd be okay if I read it. I was worried you weren't coming
It's
back.
not like him to leave his stuff lying around. I would know. I
Never
literally
mind.
met him 5 days ago.
I can't imagine you'd have a reason to pry into my affairs.
What do you
I
mean,
suppose
Bio?
this is
She
what I
met him
get for
5
taking
days
off
ago
without
and
telling anyone.
instantly decided he
And
was her
for being
best
so
friend in
careless.
the entire world, and that she trusted him more than
I thought
anyone.
You'd be the last person to leave something like
It doesn't
this behind.
fucking stop, by the way, Bio. It happens with every new character that joins.
Yep.
You could say that.
They just instantly decide that Luger is their best friend and that he's their favorite person. Instantaneously. It's incredible.
I see. Well, it must have been important. But I know it's none of my business.
I appreciate your concern, but I don't mind. The letter is from my mother. She's always been prone to illness, but lately her condition has grown worse. I try to visit whenever she asks to see me. Obviously, there are times when I can't go, but
Bio
I have to
continues
take
with,
all the
I mean,
time I
that's
can get.
literally the exact
Right.
thing that happened with
I
Shez at
never
the
know
start
which
of the
visit
game,
will be
even
my final
without
chance to
support
see her.
points getting carried over.
I
Yeah.
understand. Once someone's gone, they're gone. But wait, the name on that letter, is that your real name? So Yuri's an alias and you're really
Reg.
no need to say
His
it.
real name is Reg.
And yes,
Confirmed.
what parent would call their kid by an alias anyway?
Fair point. It's a nice name, though. Why hide it?
In my line of work, it pays to have more than a few names. And don't go telling anyone about this. You won't like to find out what happens if you do.
I won't, promise. And if I do slip up, you're free to do your worst.
Wait,
In
Yuri
any
isn't your real
case, I
name?
am
Of course it
sorry
isn't. I
for
mean, who would
prying.
literally name their
For what
child
it's
Yuri
worth, I
Lowell?
hope your mom gets better soon.
If it were
Yuri
easy to cure,
Lowell!
then we wouldn't even be talking about it. But I appreciate the sentiment nonetheless.
Jameer!
I should call it a day. You sticking around?
Nah, I should finish up too. Thanks, Shamir. I have to work out new unit formations for our next battle.
You're pretty conscientious for a mercenary. That's rare in our profession. Well, sorry to cut and run. Good luck with all that.
No worries, I can handle it. It's my responsibility after all.
Right, well, if you ever need a hand, just let me know.
Really? Thanks. Dependable as always, Shamir. Honestly, you're so mature for your age.
Which is how old
You
exactly?
always seem so composed, almost wise, even when we're just chatting.
I wouldn't say wise. Save that for the higher-ups. I just mind my own business. Plenty of mercenaries do the same.
Yeah, you're definitely right about that.
You know,
Hey,
you're
Shamir,
pretty
whatever happened to
easygoing
your bow?
yourself,
Got
even
rid of
by
it.
Merc standards.
Why? I remember you always being so
Have
good
you
with
been
it
on your own
before.
for long?
Because
Didn't you
looking at
belong
it
to a
just made me
mercenary
feel
group at some
angry
point?
recently.
Yeah, but I bounced around a lot. Let's see, the company I was with the longest was... probably Burling's Mercenaries, the last one I joined. But then we clashed with Gerald's band, and I was the only one who survived.
Did you, though?
There isn't a mercenary who hasn't lost someone or something along the way. But losing trusted comrades stays with you.
Yeah, Captain Burling, Getz, Lasley. We were a tight-knit group, if a little rough around the edges. I would have been content staying with them till the end.
Maybe your experience is what's made you so pragmatic. It takes real strength to overcome past hardships and move on. That's what I think, anyway.
You know, you seem way more pragmatic than me. I wonder what made you that way.
You should know not to pry into a mercenary's past. But if the right moment comes, maybe I'll tell you about it.
If. Alright. That's all of the Shez stuff. Dimitri has a B with Bernadetta.
Okay.
Bernadetta, Dedu, Felix, Ash, Sylvain, Annie, Ingrid, Rodri. Oh my lord.
So, and a C and a B with Yuri.
Ah! Jesus Christ.
So we do like 3 or 4 of Dimitri's.
My god. Alright, we do Bernie.
No one here? Good. Now quietly. Sneak.
Dimitri having so many people to talk with feels so weird, I know.
Bernadetta?
Back to the beyond from whence you came! I haven't done anything wrong, I promise. I was just really hungry!
Bernadetta, wait! There are a bunch of crates over...
Ow! Oh, no! Ah!
Well, it took a while, but we finally managed to clean everything up.
Sorry about that. Again. Why does this kind of thing always happen to me? First I run into you, and then the crates are stacked in a completely different place. It's all just the worst.
I wasn't expecting to find anyone up at this hour, so I apologize for scaring you.
Wait, no, I didn't mean you're the worst. I mean, I didn't actually want to see you, but... No, wait, that sounds bad. I just...
Bernie, stop panicking.
Think nothing of it.
You were raised in the Empire, so it's only natural you'd be afraid of me. But, if I may, why were you in the mess hall so late?
Wait, are you interrogating me? Am I going to be royally executed? No!
Don't be ridiculous. Why would I have a valuable ally executed?
Wait, you mean it? You better mean it! I won't let you live it down if you're lying!
I would not lie about something like that. In fact, I swear upon the goddess... No, on my father's name.
And on Glenn's.
Okay, I guess I can tell you then. I missed dinner because I shut myself inside my tent. But then I was so hungry, I couldn't sleep, so I decided to come out here.
I see. And then?
I wasn't trying to steal food, I promise! I just thought there might be
Oddly
leftovers,
specific
or
denial.
maybe an apple that rolled under someone's chair.
Please calm down, Bernadetta. I'm not judging you for what you eat or when.
You're going to eat me?
Dimitri, she literally told you she was hungry earlier. What kind of stupid question was that?
Oh, she is utterly exhausting.
Well, don't threaten to eat her and she won't run away like that. Jeez. Not very nice of you, my guy.
Oh, Mar, you're planning on streaming Three Houses soon?
Or Three Hoises.
The game must sound so much angrier in German.
I mean, everything does.
You must rest, Your Majesty. These late
It's
hours
like
will only
everything
undermine your
just
health.
sounds so aggressive in
I
German.
appreciate
It's
your
like
concern,
caramel dancing.
but I
Correct.
fear sleep eludes me after our last battle. No need to wait for me to do, or to worry. I'll rest when I find a suitable stopping point.
You said the same the other day, then worked until the break of dawn.
Everyone is just Dimitri then.
I should know better than to argue when you get like this. Very well. I'll rest once I know these documents contain no errors. And if you assist me, it will go all the faster.
This is written in the language of Dusker.
Your Highness, I
Is
can't
it a
read these
letter to the
documents. They're all
leadership?
blurry.
Yes. I'd
That
ask
depends
their
entirely
cooperation
on what
in
time
investigating
you
a
plan
number
on
of matters
streaming.
pertaining to the
I mean,
tragedy
I
of
know you
Dusker.
said soon. We're streaming for
Some
another
interim reports arrived the other
2-ish
day,
hours.
so I'm thanking them for those and requesting a further investigation into another matter.
I could potentially
see.
hop in to stream for a little
Such
bit.
important
It's just
tasks
dependent
warrant
on when
daylight.
I need
Can
to
this not
sleep.
wait until morning?
And
You
what
don't
if
have
I
to
fall
sleep,
in
you don't
battle
have work all
tomorrow when the
week.
work remains forever
No,
unfinished?
but I would like to have energy to do shit
I
tomorrow.
must do all that I can while I still draw breath. I will
Yeah, but tomorrow's
uncover
like
the truth of
24
that
hours
day
long, so...
and exact revenge for the dead. I swear it. There's no time to waste. After all, it doesn't appear resolving this issue will be as simple as
it's
just
soon,
setting all the
in a few
perpetrators to
weeks
meet
after
their
you
end.
finish.
All the more reason
Nope.
to rest and preserve your health.
My rest
Not
and
sure what
health can
Nexamon
wait.
is.
At least until I've looked through these
Your
inquiries
Majesty,
into the
this
Western
JPEG
Front.
is far too blurry for me to read. How do you manage to
Ah,
work under these conditions?
And I should put in some training before I sleep, to make up for all this desk work.
What was
Do
that
you
about
still have
Dusker?
nightmares
No,
of that
desk,
Desk
work.
work.
You remember then? I'm surprised. I've not mentioned them in years. I used to summon you to my room under the pretense of keeping you
Nexamon
safe
is
from the others in
Pokemon
the
in
castle.
good.
Then I'd have you listen to me babble until sleep finally claimed me.
Is the statement.
I've always been grateful
don't know
for the
what that means.
consideration you showed.
It was my own selfishness, nothing praiseworthy.
Well, if sleep still evades you, I would be happy to lend an ear.
That would only succeed in exhausting us both. We have an early start tomorrow, so please, get some rest. I know you will once again implore me not to overextend myself. But I assure you that I know my own limits better than anyone.
At least let me bring tea before I depart.
That would be wonderful to do. And apologies for always putting you through so much trouble.
Alright, Felix. What you got?
I'm sure he's about to insult Dimitri a ton.
Most likely. This is a productive conversation.
How long are you going to keep staring blankly like an idiot? You should eat.
This is on Monday.
You're right.
Yeah,
Gross.
tomorrow's
My
my garbage
apologies.
day. When's yours?
Let me guess.
Friday.
You're in a tizzy about how best to make use
How
of the
are we on
church's
opposite
forces.
ends?
Or maybe you're just worried about how our
Oh, work
forces
is
will
on
survive
Monday.
the winter. Well, knock it off. A good leader knows when to let their vassals do the worrying for them.
Is that why you left your uncle in charge of House Fraldarius?
Yes. Though I've been returning to the territory the moment any issues arise with his governance.
I know you'll tell
And
me
your
not to
mother?
overwork myself,
Is
but
she
don't
in good
worry,
health?
I know my own limits. That's why I always
imagine
make
it's
sure to do
difficult to
more work
manage
than
all
I
the
should, so
family
I can just
squabbles on
pass
her
out
own.
immediately afterwards.
Oh, she's fine. She's
Sounds
good at that
reasonable.
sort of thing. I actually think she likes it. I suggest you focus on your own issues for once, instead of worrying about everyone else.
I'm not sure that's possible. Oh, but that does remind me. I hear the Knights wanted to hold a joint training session.
Forget it. You'll never change. I'd tell you to stop brooding so much, but I'd be wasting my breath.
Probably.
I cannot afford to lose this war, Felix. I must protect the kingdom. I must avenge the fallen. Each day, we draw ever closer to those who pulled the actual strings. I've already punished any who knew of the plan and did nothing, as well as a number of middle-rank conspirators. But it isn't enough. There are still those who must answer for this crime with their lives.
You are a book with one chapter and no ending. What will you do when you actually have this revenge of yours?
I don't know. But if I can quell their grief and their hate, it will be enough. Do you hate me, Felix?
Yes.
After all, I saw Glenn die. I watched it and could do nothing.
He died a hero's death, by the
His
way.
end lies on my shoulders.
That's enough. I don't hate you, okay? You weren't responsible for any of that. They didn't die for your sake. They made their own choices of their own free will. Don't be so conceited.
But surely they didn't want to die. Yet they did so to protect me. Me. I am undeserving of such sacrifice.
I told you to quit brooding and eat. Your food's going to rot if you wait any longer.
Yes, of course.
Good chat. Ash. It's fine, Felix. Dimitri wouldn't be able to tell if the food went bad anyway.
Time certainly does
Yeah,
fly,
he can't
Ash.
taste.
Why, it's already been a year and a half since you became a knight. Still, it must be difficult working in such unfamiliar lands. Are you doing well?
Yeah, I'm great. Everyone in the capital has been really nice, honestly. If anything, I guess I'm still just unsure if I have what it takes to be a knight.
Do not give in to doubt. Remember, most knights currently in the service of House Blathid only entered the castle after I became king. You have fought with me for much longer, and so in that sense, you have the advantage.
Sure, but I'm not nobility. I don't even have a crest.
Most of the nobility doesn't
I want
either
to repay
anymore.
you for appointing me, even if it costs
Oh,
me
let's
my
look at the
life.
nobility. Dimitri,
I
Crest,
see.
Felix, Crest, Sylvain,
Tell me,
Crest,
Yes, but when they
what
Ingrid,
exactly does
Crest.
knighthood mean to
but when they get into their supports, they're always talking about how like none of my
I'd say
relatives
knights
have
are
crests,
loyal
and
to
the
the
reason
king
I have to
and
inherit
willing
is
to
because
give
I
their
have
lives to
one.
protect the
And
crown and their people. That's right.
Right, so all of the
Right?
nobility have crests, otherwise they're
That
not
is indeed
actually
what
nobles.
many claim a knight should be, but reality is rarely so rosy.
Which is exactly the point
Put
you just
bluntly,
made.
It
So
is the
thank you.
job of a knight to dispense death.
You're doing well here,
The
Ash.
code of
I'm
chivalry
doing great.
emphasizes
Everyone in the
loyalty,
capital is
yes.
so nice, and they can
But
read.
this is
Isn't that
only
just
to
amazing?
ensure knights remain under
Why
the
do
complete
you keep
control of
reading
their
that
lords.
out?
Well, I mean, I guess that's true.
I have no quarrel with your dedicating yourself to such a code, but there is no need to stake your life upon it.
But
My closest friend was a knight who served the royal family. He was near to my own age, and I admired him greatly.
And
But
then
one
he
day,
died.
I watched him die. He stood his ground and fought bravely, but his life was snuffed out in the blink of an eye all the same.
you're talking about Felix's brother, right? I remember Lord Rodrigue mentioning him.
as his favorite and only
As his
child.
only son,
Screams
yeah.
echo in my mind to this day. My point, Ash, is that there may come a time when you must decide between your loyalty and your life.
My closest friend
And
was
though I
someone
know
near
this
to
to
my
be a
own
selfish
age.
request,
He's actually standing
when
right
that day
there,
comes,
next to you,
I
right
want
now.
you to choose life.
Even if it means turning my bow against you?
Especially then. If you find yourself unable to follow through, I beg you to leave the battlefield quietly and with all haste. I pray it never comes to that.
And this conversation right here sets up why Ash is
I
recruitable
have
on
something
every
to
route.
say, though. I don't think that friend who protected you threw his life away because he was a knight. He just wanted to save his best friend.
Oh, I never said I
Even
was
if
his
it
best
meant
friend. I
destroying
said he
futures
was
that
mine.
might have come
Yep.
to pass had he but lived.
Pretty sure Ingrid was his favorite human.
Look, I don't know if what he did was right.
I don't know about that.
So if you're asking me not to throw my life away, I promise that I won't. But I don't think it's wrong to fight to the end for someone that you love.
Well put.
Ash,
Perhaps
are
you're
you
right.
saying you love me?
In any case, I must be off. I have drills I must attend to.
Clearly not, because he's willing to
After
go to
all,
the other
I
route.
must do everything in
Which
my
means
power
there
to be
had
the
to have
sort
been
of
like
ruler worthy
someone
of such
else
loyalty.
Ash had in mind when he said that.
Violet.
You've done more than enough, Your Majesty. We all respect you to
Shez.
the ends of
Or
Foe.
Flane. No, not Flane. Flane doesn't go to the other routes. Hey Ash, if I ever go crazy, you'll kill me, right? Yep. I know it's I know it's a lot to ask, but wait, really? Just like that?
Wait.
Absolutely.
It could be Marianne, because Marianne's recruitable on every route. So Ash technically never has to raise a bow against her. Who else is recruitable on every route? I mean, the Ashen Wolves.
Yeah. Petra.
Byleth.
Violet.
Geralt.
Shez.
Well, yeah, but theoretically it would have had to have been someone Ash could have known before the war to fit that category of being someone from the beginning he'd have been willing to give up everything for. So, like, Marianne and
Well, that
Petra would make
then
sense. They went
rules
to the
them-
academy together.
Yeah, but from the beginning would imply before the academy. Because he went to the academy with the intention of being a knight. So that rules out everyone that's not from Fargus.
Silly Willow, we all know Ash and Marianne have never spoken to one another before the game made sure of that.
Ah, Sylvain. I was hoping to ask your opinion on our recent meeting.
Hey,
When
I'm always
does
happy to
she
talk.
get-
But if you want House Gautier's take,
I
shouldn't you ask
don't
my
know
father?
what that means.
I don't want House Gautier's opinion. I want yours.
Okay. Well, we were talking about the pros and cons of incorporating commoners in the nobility, right? Seems to me like we got it all sorted out.
Yes. The discussion primarily revolved around a single point. Whether those without crests are actually worthy
I
of
better
entering
take
the
my
nobility.
bio break while we're still doing
I mean, if
supports.
they're up to
Don't
the
break
challenge,
bio
I don't see
anything.
why not. It's like how you promoted my brother, right? Skill is what matters in the end.
Indeed. And the performances of Ash and the Commander serve as proof of such.
Just don't get carried away, you know? Too much of a good thing and all that. I'm sure you realize what would happen to the kingdom if we lost the power of crests.
Naturally. However, crest bloodlines are currently fading everywhere. People such as Felix who were born with major crests are the exception in this day and age.
Which means Fargus has two options if we want to retain our power. One, we bolster our military and promote prosperity while delicately letting the bloodline dance play out. Or two, we admit bloodlines won't last forever and create a social system that doesn't rely on inheritance. Neither one would hold up for long, but if I had to choose, I guess the first option would be the better one for the kingdom on the whole.
Bolstering our military is more easily said than done. Impoverished as our land is, it will be difficult to compete with regions of more fertile ground.
Hey, do you remember what I said when you talked to me about promoting my brother? I told you it was important to keep up appearances while we were in the middle of a war. And honestly, I don't have any real objection to the way you're running things now.
Thank you, Sylvain. I knew you would help me sort things out in my head.
I don't usually get into serious stuff like this, but I'm glad I could
I
help.
knew you'd help me sort things out. Unlike
Such
Felix, who
topics
would,
are not
you know,
beyond
just
your grasp,
fuck with
though.
me.
Your complete
Fire.
sincerity is a great strength. That said, you never show that side of you to any but Felix and myself. Although, I must admit, you were far from sincere during our academy days.
I
Ugh, don't remind me. Just thinking about it makes me cringe.
If you see the error of your ways, it is not too late to mend them. Or perhaps you require one of my lectures like old times?
Pass. You know I've got them all memorized anyway.
I do
Also
hope you
by fire.
realize how much I rely on you, Sylvain. You have so many things I lack. You're clever and quick-witted like your father.
You have red
Yeah.
hair.
Yeah, well, I've been jealous of your strength ever since we were kids.
With a kick-ass scarf.
None of us are
He does have
perfect.
a really kick-ass
So
scarf.
let us dwell no longer on our failings. I apologize for taking up so much of your time, though I hope to have similar discussions in the future.
I'm looking forward to it. Glad I can always speak my mind around you.
Hey, no mercy, Annie.
It is. Edelgard
Oh.
told me as much before she
Yeah.
left to
Is
deal
it,
with
is
the
it
upheaval
the fact
in
that the
Embar.
spinning white circle of doom is...
Yeah,
Regent Volkard von
YouTube
Arundel
kind of
was
shat
colluding
itself
with
for a second there,
Tomas
guys.
and his fellow knaves.
Still not working
For
on my
many
end.
years, Lord Arundel was a pious
You might need to
adherent to the
refresh.
church and its
Oh,
teachings.
there we go. All
Until
caught up.
one day, his contributions abruptly ceased.
No, that was YouTube.
Speaking of it now, I realize such a sudden change ought to have raised suspicion.
Just like Tomas, he became an entirely different person almost overnight. We had a similar occurrence in Fargus as well. Do you know of the court mage Cornelia?
The one who cured the plague, yes? So she too.
Indeed. I have reason to believe she conspired with Lord Arundel to murder my father. I had assumed them to be agents of the Empire, striving to sow discord within our lands. Yet back at Aryan Road, The Emperor herself was assaulted by a dark mage who we can assume is in league with Tomas. Whoever these people are, they clearly have their own objectives in this conflict.
As for the man who appeared, Talus, was it? It seemed as though the Emperor recognized him.
Yes. She also claimed this Talus was the one responsible for my father's death. I find
so
it difficult
the
to take a bitter
context was just sort of
fact.
recapping what happened with Ari Road last time.
And saying that it's been 5 months.
Sorry, am I
since the
interrupting?
fight.
Yeah.
It's been a while, Dimitri.
Aryan Road happened. It's 5 months later. That's the
That it has,
context.
Claude. I'm sorry you had to come all the way to Ferdiad for this.
That makes 2 of us. I could think of plenty of better places for a meeting than this chilly old capital of yours. Of course, I'm the one who asked to stop by in the first place. Thanks for seeing me, Dimitri.
This is actually the only route where Claude allies with Dimitri
The
instead
Empire's
of
sure been
Adelhard.
busy lately. An uprising over here, a siege over there. You'd think they'd get tired of causing so much chaos. But now they're looking to cross the Aramid and do the exact same in Alliance territory. I doubt it'll be long before we start getting hit with some serious losses. Which brings me to my point. What say
Oh,
we
hey,
partner
it's
up
Claude.
and use our combined
Where are your
strength to
people
bring
who
the
actually
Empire
matter,
down?
and why did you leave them behind?
I am grateful to hear such a suggestion, Claude.
Yeah,
Hardened
why
as
didn't
our
you bring
soldiers
Child
may
with
be,
you?
Even the combined force of the kingdom and the Knights of Seros pales in comparison to the staggering might of Adrestia.
If we ever hope to take their capital, we'll need to splinter their army between east and west. And, as Enbar lies in the southernmost reaches of the Empire, carving a path to it will not be an easy task.
I could get behind scattering their troops, but they've got a bear of a man in Count Burgley's defending their eastern flank. Passing through Hevring territory in the west won't be smooth sailing either. The Ogma Mountains aren't exactly what I'd call welcoming.
You're right. Any attempt at head-on assault will leave our forces depleted and exhausted before we even reach the capital.
But hey, you're in luck. I have a plan. A way we can target Enbar without so much hassle. All we have to do is claim one vital stronghold, and their sway in Fodlan will shrink dramatically. Any ideas what it is?
Garreg Mach.
Hey, you really know your stuff, Dimitri.
Garreg Mach is sacred to us. Reclaiming it would provide a significant boost to morale. But how do you propose
Maybe we
we
could go
strike at
fishing.
such a well-fortified location?
And I could get back to my bizarrely creepy
We'll draw the
relationship with my
Imperial
mother.
Army out to our respective front lines, then launch a pincer attack on the old monastery from both the east and the west. It's not the fanciest plan in the world, but it's all we've got right now.
Then allow me to suggest an idea of my own. I believe we should approach by way of Aelel.
No.
The valley is not closely guarded by the enemy, and its narrow paths negate any numerical advantage they may hold over us. If all three
but
of
it's
us
also
dispatch
a
our
freaking
best
volcano.
warriors,
Also,
then
we already
I'm
did
certain
ALL
we
on this
can
route.
retake Garreg Mach.
The Valley of Torment, huh? You're a better tactician than I gave you
Torment.
credit for, Rhea. How about this? First, we create a diversion by sending separate forces to the east and west and making it look like we aim for their capital. That'll split their focus. Then, when the time's right, we shift our attention to Garreg Mach, sending an army through the Valley of Torment to reclaim it.
The issue then becomes how to hold our ground on both the eastern and western fronts. The west does not concern me on its own, but we will have Count Burgley's to contend with in the east.
The trick is engaging the enemy as little as possible. And don't worry, I've got a few surprises up my sleeve if we need them.
The Knights of Seros may be few in number, but they are all the more agile for it.
Hey, what if you
They
guys
will
just
act
go and
separately,
steal back the school or
providing
something?
reinforcements
That'll
wherever
definitely piss
necessary.
Edelgard off. Finally, a plan
Thank
we
you,
can
Lady
get
Rhea.
behind.
The support is much appreciated.
And before we get there, Byleth already took over the school. He's like, no, it's mine now.
Tell me, Dimitri,
Are you gonna stay buddied up with the Central Church once this war is over?
My people still seek their guidance. So long as that is the case, I will continue to offer them shelter.
Meaning what? You'd toss them out on the street if nobody needed them anymore?
I doubt such a day would ever dawn. Territories may change, but people's hearts will always be stubborn things.
I mean, accurate.
Even if we started our own church like the Empire has, there's no guarantee our citizens would accept it in any timely manner.
Yeah, there is. Just look historically at England.
Let me ask you, Claude.
Mm-hmm.
How long do you plan to maintain this partnership with the kingdom?
I hope we can keep this beautiful thing going for many years, long beyond the trouncing we're about to hand the Empire.
That glint in your eye says otherwise. But I'm glad to accept you as an ally, for the time being at least.
Listen, Dimitri,
Come on,
buddy,
you can't seriously be
I'm
doubting
only
me
in
already.
charge of Fargus
Learn to
until
trust
we're
a
done
little,
with this
Dimitri.
war, and then I'm piecing the fuck out to
Speaking of
Elmira.
trust, I trust you'll be throwing a big feast tonight to celebrate the occasion. I can't wait to taste that old-fashioned Fargus hospitality.
I'll even leave Bernie this cool-ass bow.
Hard to believe it's already been 6 months since the siege back at Aryan Road.
And now it's been another month.
Quite. It's no surprise we've been at a standstill, though. Both the Empire and Kingdom suffered heavy losses during the battle. But lucky for us,
Yes,
it seems the
we
ice
lost
is finally
Miklon.
thawing.
What a tragedy.
Let's
And
hope we kept
Edelgard
your
went
wits
nuts.
as sharp as your blade all
Completely
this time.
equivalent sacrifices.
Completely out of character for Edelgard to go
There you are.
nuts. Oh, hey, look who's here.
What are they doing here?
Were you not made aware? Our fine leaders have seen fit to integrate our armies, as we'll be fighting on the same side from here forward. Claude was quite insistent on our joining you on the Western Front.
God, just wish it wasn't so cold here. I can feel my muscles tightening up already.
Yes. I had hoped the cold would at least bring a picturesque snowscape with it, but alas.
What about
I'm sorry to
alas?
say we receive little snowfall in this part of the kingdom. I imagine our winters aren't all too dissimilar from those you experience in Leicester.
So, what would you like us to do?
Well, I guess there are 2 options. Either you all can stay on the front
Marianne!
lines
Yes,
with us,
Marianne.
or join the rear guard and help in a more indirect way.
I wasn't exactly no, Dimitri. Please
Though
don't
I
toss
should say
Flame
our
onto the
preference would be
street.
to fight by your side.
Flame's a
If we
blue
fail to
lion. She's not
distinguish
part of the
ourselves
church.
Here, there will be no end to Claude's sarcastic wit upon our return.
Yeah, Bio, don't get too excited about Marianne being here.
This decision will allow you to recruit specific units. So, the game presents this as a choice, right? And it is, technically. But the choice is between get these 4 units or don't. And then you don't get the option again. So, and you don't gain anything for not taking them. It's just like, do you want more units? YN. So, like, yes.
Let's take them at the front with us. That's where we're gonna need the most help.
Agreed. We can discuss further with the others later, but it's safe to assume
Yeah,
that
Marianne legitimately doesn't get any support
Very well.
conversations.
Allow
with
us to show you
Dimitri
what Alliance soldiers
in
are
this game at
capable
all.
of.
They can't even develop support. It's not possible.
No, they can get a
It's nice
C.
of Claude to be sending us backup.
Indeed. It's hard to know what their motivations may be.
That's basically
We
the
need
same
all
as
the
not
help we can
developing
muster.
support in this game.
Your tone's telling a different story, though. What's up?
It's merely that we all have our own reasons for taking part in this fight. Everyone, Claude, Rhea, even us. Each side is watching the other like famished hawks for the slightest hint of foul play.
What? You mean there's more to this thing than just stopping the Empire?
Yes. For my part, I would like to uncover the true nature of this enemy hidden in the shadows of Fodlan. The Church likely wants little beyond the reclamation of Garreg Mach. As for Claude, who can say?
Show battle leadership so we can go back to
Rodriguez should be
Elmyra
joining
and be
us here in the
king.
coming month, after he's finished tying up loose ends in the west.
Also beat up his brother.
But even as our
It's a
numbers burgeon,
plural.
we
Wow.
can't
Zahid's just
afford
one
to
of
lower
many.
our guard.
It's Zahid's like the
The
only
situation
one that does
demands
anything.
constant vigilance.
Vanguard whistle. Yes, we're aware. Thank you. But first, hold on. Haha! Ooh, Sniper Lawrence has joined us. As has Trickster Raphael. And Great Knight Ignatz. And naturally, Warrior Marianne.
Damn it, Inu.
Temporarily parted ways with Rodrigue. Some units have gained new battalions. Oh god, that means I have to fix everybody's battalions again.
Yeah, probably. Oh, hey, we finally get the war table. Probably.
I mean, we also get the Merc Whistle. Or we can do any of that. Do I actually have anything really better than the Rising Star Mercs? Not on sword. Okay. So at this point in the game, it literally just overwrites whatever battalion you had on Shez, as well as on Dimitri, I think. Yeah, he's got the King of Lion Corps, which he definitely didn't have before. Oh, anyway. Oh yeah, Marianne's just running around with him here. Because, you know, why not, really? And a knowledge gem. Ah, hey, she's even got Ice Assist on. Fantastic. That saves me a little bit of time. Alright, cool. And... Arval.
What do you think?
How did it feel going onto the battlefield again? Were you overcome with sentimentality? Dude, it's just a battlefield.
Nuh-uh.
I felt calm, like always. Glad to hear it. I'm certain you're much stronger than you were half a year ago.
Kaio says...
Based on absolutely nothing.
It's not like Edelgard was using her axe anyway, given she's currently in turbo crazy or whatever.
Well, I mean, there's that, but there's also the fact that even if she wasn't, like, turbo crazy or whatever, the axe that Edelgard would be using at the moment wouldn't even be a mirror in the first place. It would be... where is it? It would be Labranuda. Or Labronda, or whatever the fuck this thing's called. It would be this one. Because, like, Edelgard doesn't even really get to use a mirror in her own route. It's hilarious. You basically don't get it until, like, the very end of her route.
I was about to say, shouldn't she be using the Axe of Saros, but no, you get that with Geralt, right?
No, that's just what Labronda is. Like, it's literally, it's the one that uses the Crest of Saros. It's not called the Axe of Saros.
Hmm.
The Sword of Saros is a sword of Saros, but, like, you don't get that until post-game either. Because it has to be gotten with Rhea.
Good day.
We meet again, Shez. Now that I have arrived, you have nothing more to fear. For I am the one who carries both the Alliance and its gloriously unreliable leader upon my very shoulders. My larger concern is for the Alliance territories. The people must be losing sleep over my absence. I, Lawrence Hellman Gloucester.
Well met.
The death of the head of House Rowe marked their downfall. To be blunt, their territory belongs to the royal family now. If I make a name for myself in this battle, I might be granted my own land. Heh, a guy can dream, can he? Still, I wonder who's gonna end up with Aryan Road. I'm sure it's just gonna be some nobody. Dorothea! Hello. Another battle on the horizon, and one that will decide the Empire's fate, no less. Have you heard how the Imperial Army's in disarray? I wonder what's going on. And what has become of 80?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a definite concern. If the Empire falls apart, chaos will spread through the rest of Fodlan. You're probably right. Maybe I should... No, I'm sorry. I'm alright. I can fight. The battlefield is my stage, after all. The Axe of Labrador Retriever, yeah, that. Okay, so Claude just gave us this asshole so we wouldn't have to put up with him anymore, right? Yeah, basically. Claude's like, could you take Lawrence off my hands, please? Thank you. I was hired as a formality, of course, but I have subordinates and family in the kingdom, so it all worked out for the best. Don't worry. Trust in the foundation of my business is the foundation of my business. I'm not going to betray you simply because it strikes my fancy. But I suppose I would understand if someone didn't believe me because of my circumstances. Nah, I believe you. You're totally trustworthy.
That reminds me.
One time I was driving my wagon down the road after it rained, and wouldn't you know, it got stuck in the mud. A knight just happened to be passing by, and he stopped and lifted the wagon straight out of the muck, all by himself. It wasn't until later that I found out that knight was the king. I just about keeled over, let me tell you. I'm forever grateful, and maybe a little frightened. Regular person shouldn't be able to do that. I do like that Dimitri just has superpowers for no adequately explored reason. Ever.
Yeah.
There's like, Dimitri has super strength. Why? What do you mean, why? He has super strength. Well, like, you have an explanation for why Edelgard has crazy powers. Like, why does Dimitri have super strength?
It's inferred
I don't
to be
understand the question.
It's inferred to be a part of his
a little of
crest,
everything
but...
here. You've got an eye for quality, friend.
Well, if it's inferred, that means that's just your opinion.
It's the general consensus online that it stems from his crest.
Hope to see you again soon.
Oh, hey, Shaz, nice timing. Let me introduce you to my partner here. She's way cooler than I am. The name's
It's you.
Shamir. Nice to meet you. Thanks for your help at Aryan Road. Shamir left the Knights of Saros 2 years ago and has been working as a merc in the Alliance. But she's gonna be fighting with us from now on. I can vouch for her skills. They're way better than mine, and she doesn't even have a crest like me. Gatekeeper!
Nothing to report.
With all the Alliance folks coming to lend a hand, it feels like our camp went from boring to bustling overnight. Seeing all these people milling about reminds me of when I was at Gargmach. You know, there was this blue-haired teacher lady who... Wait, was there? Greetings, Professor. Nothing to report.
Supplies are the lifeblood of any army.
Supplies, give me the stuff. Thank you.
Everything has its use.
Ah, Annie and Mercy, having a nice chat.
To tell the truth,
I spent some time in Camulus and was exceedingly busy helping all the people there. Many were fleeing from the Empire with the Central Church's aid.
Yeah, I don't know.
That must have been rough. Since you're back, does that mean things have settled down over there? Look at Annie just casually stretching. Yes, for now. Though I'm sure the situation will grow dire once the fighting starts. The battlefield is a dreadful place, and it's truly horrifying to take another person's life.
And yet at this point, the thought of doing nothing is far worse. Right when things had finally died down in the west, they'd go and send my father to the Alliance.
Aww.
He works too much, even though he's getting on in years. What am I gonna do with him?
Let's see.
He sure does. I guess that's what happens when you're as reliable as he is. I know that's technically a good thing, but it still worries me. He might light their place on fire. Since he's working so hard, there's no excuse for me not to do the same. Just have them keep an eye on him so he doesn't burn the Alliance down. Oh, looks like my days of peace and quiet are over.
So wrong!
Why do you think they're sending me to the front lines again? Is it because I'm from the Empire? Oh, well, this is too much pressure.
Are you sure?
Not about where you're from. People are just counting on you. No one's forcing you to do anything. Counting on me? Well, when you put it that way, alright, I'll do it. Oh, Bernie. She's such a snowflake. Happy!
I know you.
Hey, long time no see. You haven't changed a bit. How's it been going? Good.
Right on.
Can't complain, though it'd be even better if we could end this war with the next campaign. Now, wouldn't that be nice? At any rate, I'm glad to be working with you again. My motivation goes right out the window when you're not around. It's like I have no reason to do anything when there's not a main character nearby. Weird how that works. Ash!
Hey!
We probably shouldn't lean on the Alliance too much, but it is nice to have more allies. We've even got people from the Golden Deer here now, which is really reassuring. Definitely. They're a force to be reckoned with. I'll be counting on them in battle.
I agree.
The Empire may have sheer numbers, but I think there may be hope for us yet. But as to what'll happen between us after the Empire is defeated, well, your guess is as good as mine. Hey, think you could take Lawrence with you, Shez? I'm sure he'll be useful. I mean, I think I'd rather have Lysithea, if I'm being honest. Now, funny you say that, because no. Later, Lawrence, have fun.
Amazing.
But I want Lysithea. Could I at least have Lysithea instead of this nerd?
Nope.
This is my first time visiting Kingdom territory. There's something fascinating around every corner. The varied climate allows for diverse and rare plant life, and each town or village has their unique charms. Truly, Fodlan's vastness astounds me every day. Oh, my apologies. I must compose myself. We are at war, and I am a knight, after all. Ugh, who let you be a knight? Seriously, nerd.
So anyway,
There's this guy I know. He's one of the best mercs you'll ever see. He's got to be raking in the coin, but every time I bump into him, he's always asking for money. Last time I saw him, he was working for the Empire. Wonder if he's still with them. He's helping with all their pillaging. I'll bash his brains in myself. Oh, so we're getting Balthus at the end of this. Like at the end of the story mission, presumably.
Yeah.
Raph, I know it's like your first day in camp, but the kitchen's over there. This is the training hall. You want the kitchen. That way.
So, yeah.
Good on you for sticking with the Kingdom Army this long. Must have been tough, huh? But your hard days are over now. I've called in a favor from Claude, you see.
Let's see.
Let me guess. You asked for meat, right?
Ah.
You know it. I asked him to get us some delicious, juicy meat so we can really give it our all. I mean, I asked for some other stuff too. Between you and me, the Kingdom's Army food tastes like tree bark. We'll be swimming in tasty foods from all over the Alliance in no time, so make sure you get good and hungry. Petra,
Excuse me.
we are seeing each other after a long time. Are your skills still sharp? Of course. You went back to Bridget, right? Yes. Home was very good. I went to the ocean and forest, like when I was a child. I also said hello to the spirits. Spirits, huh? I can't say I really understand, but they sound important to Bridget. They are. But spirits are everywhere. You can be praying for their protection, too.
You want to introduce me to one? Maybe like a nice blonde booby spirit, you know, that fights with the sword and... Oh, hello you two.
Got a second?
You went back to Galatea for a bit, didn't you? How was it? Family holding up okay?
Well, not much has changed, thankfully. Also, my father said to make sure I sent you his regards. He said you'd know what that means.
Oh, wait, did I do something wrong? I haven't done anything, right? At least not lately.
My father's idea of a joke. I'm certain he knows how hard you've been working. And how's your family been since, your brother?
So the story
Well,
is...
my father's been the same as ever, but I think my mom's taken it pretty hard. Miklon wasn't her biological son, but she cared about him all the same, unlike everybody else, apparently. Aside from that, there's been nothing out of the ordinary in Gautier territory. The Srang armies came knocking a few times, but we sent them packing.
I see. Well, I suppose no news is good news then. Also, your brother's still dead, so that's a thing.
Yeah, we don't talk about Miklon, ever. Don't break my wall, thank you.
Shouldn't you be more concerned about my elbow?
No, your elbow costs less than my wall, I'm sure.
I disagree. A little bit of plaster costs nothing. Elbow surgery's fucking expensive.
Not for me.
Our camp certainly is lively now that the Alliance has joined us. It feels as though I am gazing upon a scene from the Academy. Ah, this takes me back. I hope this will be an opportunity for me to cultivate new friendships.
Which of your presumably many times at the Academy does this take you back to exactly, Flame?
It's you.
If you'd asked me a few months ago, I never would have guessed Fodlan would be in such turmoil. I always thought the Emperor's approach was a bit rash, but it didn't seem wholly unreasonable either, at least not until after the battle at Aryan Road. Duke Ire was reinstated as Prime Minister right after that. In fact, it's almost as though he was just waiting for the Emperor's defeat, don't you think? Yeah, funny that.
I see.
Sedith!
A moment.
The Archbishop has long hoped to recapture Garreg Mach Monastery. Now that wish might finally come to fruition, and we have Claude to thank for it. Though I would have preferred him to be a devout follower of the Church. I mean, I don't really believe in your goddess either, to be fair. I wouldn't say I'm devout either. Not all of us are religious.
Wait, why did that get approval from Senate?
Of course not. Nor would I censure you for that. However, it is undeniable that the people in Alliance territory are less religious than those in the kingdom. The Eastern Church presides over Leicester, yet they do not appear particularly enthusiastic in spreading the faith. On the other hand, the Western Church's fanatical leanings are another cause for concern. I mean, I think he gave us approval because we weren't like bullshitting him.
I see.
At least someone in the family actually cared that Miklon is fucking dead. So nice to see so many people from Garreg Mach Monastery gathered together once more. Takes me back to my time spent as a member of the Blue Lions. You were never in our class, Flane. I was not?
Have you need of me?
I could have sworn I joined before the Battle of the Eagle and Lion.
We never did that either. Houses Mateus and Gideon have new leaders. Oh, that's nice for them. And Lord Rodrigue is currently stationed in the west to ensure conflicts are kept to a minimum. Well, I expect all is relatively calm there now, so he should undoubtedly return to us next month. Should he as well. Adorable. Do-do! Sadeth, your goddess spends all her time playing video games or yelling at some idiot. I'm pretty sure you can excuse people who don't exactly buy into your fate.
Not an inaccurate description of at least our or
After
our
the battle at
Sethas.
Aryan Road, His Majesty remained stoic until we returned to Ferdiad. However, after issuing orders for our next steps, he promptly collapsed and did not wake for 3 days. When he finally awoke, he immediately returned to working on political affairs. That tendency of his never ceases to worry me. Also, he never once spared a thought for poor Miklon.
Well, any result's a good
You saw
result.
nothing.
I saw everything. I saw you try to break my floor.
No, I caught my tablet before it went careening onto the floor.
Like
Thank
I
you
said,
very
I
much.
saw you try to break my floor. That's okay. Elle tried to break our parents' floor with her tablet yesterday.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for you.
Follow me. We will begin the meeting at once. Battle suggestion time!
So battle suggestions are actually really cool.
I'd like to hear from everyone. Please share any
I
suggestions.
have an idea.
Focus on developing flexibility to improve sword technique. Slightly increase the class experience gain when training in a class which wields swords. Or slightly increase the class experience gain when training in a class that wields lances. Or slightly increase the class experience gain when training in a class that wields stones. Huh. Well, only one of these 4, like, actually does combat things. So I guess we go
I
Annie.
was thinking... Great. Let's get started.
Now then.
Ready yourselves for battle.
And naturally, then we're gonna shift everyone when we do the training thing before
Impressive.
the main mission to tome-wielding classes if they still have yet to learn.
There's no
Is it-
point in doing that because it's only in battle. It says right there, battle experience. Like class experience for those who wield tomes in battle. So there's not a point. Battles will only grow more intense from here out. There's no telling when we may lose one of our dear allies. You might not want to spend time with them. You might want to spend time with them while you can. That way, you will harbor no regret should tragedy strike.
Hey,
Thinking about my friends reminds me of my old mercenary band. Actually, I made a little something when I first became a full-fledged merc. Might not be a bad idea to give that to someone. It'll be my way of saying I'll always be there for them. And we get the merc whistle! So the merc whistle is pretty fucking cool, not gonna lie. It's basically the S support.
Except without an S support. Actual dialogue conversation. Or
Yeah, it doesn't have a
anything like that.
conversation, but it is basically the S support. Your Majesty, please take care. Your wounds have barely healed, and yet you're working incessantly.
No.
When should I work, if not now? There's no need for concern. I can wield my spear as I always have. Also, it's been 6 months. Dimitri, no! Bad Dimitri.
No way.
You sure you're not just trying to tough it out? Getting enough rest is part of your job, too. Suppose you have a point, but I promise I know my limits. And if I am honest, my thoughts tend to stray to the situation with the Empire regardless. Cannot fully relax. We had been able to defeat Edelgard, or better yet, Talus.
No.
What's past is past, Your Majesty. Right now we must focus on the battle before us. Yes, you are right, my friend.
So the thing that the Merc Whistle does is it allows you to actually pick up the unique combat skill of the person that you give it to. It basically turns their combat skill into an item you can equip.
So, yeah. In fact, I've been using one this whole time. The Swarm Cloak that I've been using is literally just giving Shez Sylvain's ability. I have a couple other ones too. So, like, if I come down here, the Secret Medicine gives somebody Balthus's ability, which is just there if you want a money farm. The Animal Bone Dice gives somebody Shamir's ability. And the Tactics Primer gives somebody Byleth's ability. So I can just give anybody the ability to stop time if I really want to. So we're gonna have to think about who we want to use it on. Not Sylvain, obviously, because I already did that. And not Shamir, because I already did that. And not Balthus, because I already did that. and not Violet. So literally 4 people on this route are right out because I already did that.
I kind of like Mercy's, although sorry, not Mercy, Marianne's.
Yeah, I mean, giving it to Dimitri might not be a bad idea, but, like, honestly, I don't think the lightning one is as valuable as, like, Claude's, for instance.
Yeah.
Like, Claude's is wicked good.
Well, Claude's could be tremendously useful for a number of units.
Well, Claude's is, like, just a straight upgrade over Ash's personal skill, for instance. Because Ash's personal skill is kind of trash.
I think Yuri has a kind of interesting personal skill. It's not
all right.
It's not powerful, but it's fun, in my opinion.
Lawrence's ability is also really good.
Mercy's actually is pretty good too.
Yeah, Mercy's is fine. Like, Lawrence's just makes you unkillable as long as you have, like, any... Because as long as you have 1 bar of meter filled, you're invincible.
Yeah, Marianne's gives you pelting snow bombs all around you once your combo count's high enough.
Yeah, like, hers is pretty okay. I mean, even if you didn't already give one to Byleth, I kind of feel like that one would have been a non-starter to begin with, considering the literal everything. Yeah, fair. Love and hate in wartime. Unsettling truths.
Ugh, I hate unsettling truths.
Ugh, unsettling truths. This will literally be the 5th time I've done unsettling truths. It's like the one paralogue that's on every single route. It's torture.
I genuinely don't think I can help in either of these paralogs, based off the units that are there.
I mean, we're also not doing them right this second because this.
Yeah.
So we come here to former Arendelle territory. Oh, there we go.
Thank you.
I didn't actually look at what the mission brief was. I don't think it matters.
I wasn't paying attention either. I'm sure it's fine.
Defeat the Dark Mage. Got it.
Make sure you press the Let Willow play button.
Also, there's a chest. Means we should probably bring Ash, but like...
Objectively, it's probably just going to give us materials we already have way too many of.
Oh, me?
What, Catherine? What the fuck is Catherine doing here? Get out!
I can do this.
Let's earn our keep.
So why Marianne, not Mercy?
They're not taking...
Because ice is busted.
Fair.
Because ice is the most busted element in this game.
It does mean we're going to go back to the Arval problem, though.
Yeah, well.
I'll give it 1,000%. We can do it to get this from us. We must do something.
Defeat the Dark Mage. Yeah, okay, thank you.
Yeah, I was trying to do that when you put stupid pop-ups up, game.
I'll help you.
Hit them hard and fast! Sorry, I gotta fall back.
That was certainly a well-fortified stronghold.
There's nothing more busted than freezing the enemy in place so they can't do anything and then just brutalizing them.
I do have a soft spot for playing as Marianne, but I like playing as Flame more. I think she's more interesting narratively.
Are you prepared?
Especially
She's
when
not in the narrative. It's Flame, really.
Yeah, well, on this route, they don't really consider Marianne part of the narrative either.
Well, then neither of them are more interested to play as narratively. So there goes that argument.
I were to die here.
Besides, look at this cool ass blue tornado, man.
Wow, that was great. Enemy down. Remarkable. Is there nothing you cannot do? Good, this place won't be a problem anymore. I'll assist you. I believe this location belongs to us now.
I don't think Thingy is at risk.
To help them.
Where is that? Oh, there.
It's no use. We can't gain any ground.
I mean, I killed everything on my path, so they must come from your side.
We're done for. The rest is up to you.
Here, come with me.
Beat the thief. Yeah, okay.
No use fighting a losing battle. Knowing when to retreat is a vital strategy.
You're almost at the thief already.
Yep.
Okay.
Our time has finally
Don't
come.
worry about them.
I just pulled off on killing that thing for a sec.
Yeah, I'm nowhere near it anyway.
I wish there was another way.
We
gotta keep up with you.
Can't let it end like this.
That boosting
Lend
item.
me your strength.
You are far closer to that than I am.
Yep. I'll head that way in a second. I just want to kill this dark mage first.
Side mission. Defeat 300 enemies.
Command. Area successfully captured. Come with me, Nita. Here, come with me. Let us assist each other. Out of the way. It seems I am actually rather strong. You defeated that mini all by yourself? That's impressive.
Now we still got another 200 enemies on that bonus.
That off.
Couldn't hurt.
My accomplishments won't mean a thing if I'm not still standing when the battle's over.
Whoa. I hope I can be as tough as you someday.
48 enemies to go.
Don't mind if I do.
15, 14, 10. And we're done.
I won't ever forget your kindness.
Relying on me. You got my back? Now, together. I'm gonna follow your
I've got you now.
Rip.
Get
We
absolutely
managed to hold
super
fast.
deleted.
I can finally relax.
The combo count's still just going up. Combo count did not know how to handle that. Why Marianne and not Mercy? Because it means Marianne gets to actually do something.
I won't let myself stop here.
Hell yeah, look at that. She's already learning to be a better warrior.
I think it's making sense now.
Oh cool, we got a shitty bow of Zoltan. That's what I wanted. Oh, there's a golden apple in that chest. got the money.
This timeline already stole her husband from her. The poor girl needs something.
You cannot use Awakening or Warrior specials. I mean, okay. That
Inconvenient,
that just
but
means
fine.
the boss takes an iota longer to kill. Like, it's not actually that much of a detriment. It's just kind of...
Honestly, most of the time I forget my Awakening exists.
Yeah, like, when do you actually...
I used it last fight because I realized I had it, but... The vast majority of the time, I forget that it... Did you give me the ability to play? Yes, okay.
Oops.
Please, excuse me. I'll lend you my strength. I'll give it 1,000%. We can do... I am fully prepared to do battle. Yeah, we can win this.
These are strongholds. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but I want to kill this priest first.
So it's like, so the thing about the beeping, right, is like, we don't really even have to put up with that as long as I remember to actually use the healing items that I have. Like, it's not like these maps typically ever take long enough that I need to, like, conserve them or anything.
I want to grow even more.
Good for you, Marianne.
Don't mind if I do. Oh, my turn.
Move out!
I'm on it. Your fortitude encourages me.
Level up for Flame!
I feel my
Not a
strength
terrible
building.
level up.
Well, level ups are all fixed, so...
Area successfully captured.
Why is there a thing in our base? I'll take care of it. Oh, it's grapplers. This could actually be problematic. They're actually one of the only enemy types that routinely give me issues in this game.
Just kill him. By himself. Lead the bandit and other enemies to rescue the warlock. Okay.
You want me to leave the base and suffer to go do that?
Accomplishments won't mean a thing if I'm not still standing when the battle's over.
I hope I can be as tough as you someday.
We can ill afford defeat here.
Okay. I took care of the stuff that was attacking the base, so I can go deal with the...
I'll assist you.
This place won't be a problem anymore.
Okay, let's go around the sniper. Back over here. Deal with... Oh, a whole horde of grapplers. Fun!
Yeah.
Somehow, I managed. They are relying on me.
Oh, shit.
Here comes Ursus.
My comrades after this.
Also, the boss died.
Yeah, the boss came to attack us while
We
we
only won
were
because
doing
everyone
other
pitched in.
shit.
As tends to be the case with mages, Flame does not have a plan for if and when she gets punched in the face. I mean, sometimes mages do. They just need to be named Rinto
Not
Saka.
stopping now.
I won't let myself stop here.
MVP Shez. Hey, free magic staff.
Okay, bonus mission time.
Catherine would like to
I've
suggest
been
a
thinking.
battle plan. Infantry classes. I mean, that is a wider categorization.
It is.
And the important thing of doing the other one was just to get extra, like, affection points for Annie or whatever, so...
I won't let you down.
Fine. You do your thing, Catherine. And extra quest. Capture the thieves. Okay, let's go.
Let's earn our keep.
Use a vulnerary to
I'll
restore
give it
your
my
HP. Bitch, please, we're using elixirs.
Please.
We
Excuse
fancy
me.
up here.
I'll lend you my strength. I'll give it 1,000%. We can shot.
Alright.
Yeah, we can win this.
Courier. Okay,
Your side?
Yeah, I'm right by him. Alright, come back here! You coward! There's one south of you as well.
Shit. Okay, rerouting.
Quit running! Get back here!
Excuse you!
This is defeat. I'm sorry.
This one died.
Oh shit. Everything on this map is a fucking grappler!
The stronghold's out.
Another courier.
Okay, I killed the courier that was down by me.
I'm routing towards the one that just came in.
On to the next one.
That was a sword master there, so clearly not everything.
Clearly I'm just on the wrong side of the map. Literally everything on my side of the map is a punch boy.
You know what they say about playing with fire.
Oh, the enemy commander Gremory appeared. Beat the Gremory. Alright. We racked up. Oh, yeah, I think we racked up enough kills. I think you only need like 200 for this, right?
Something like that.
400. But
And
we're
we've got 417.
also
Right.
over it, so we're fine.
Now, together. I'm still alive and kicking.
But that guy managed to outrun a fucking black hole. I know, right?
I blame Sedith for this. If he'd just let Flame train with Araya like Rhea wanted her to, then Flame would definitely know how to deal with people trying to punch her in the face.
Boy, we took 20% damage there, by which I mean Willow took 20% damage there.
Look.
I won't let myself stop here.
No, I mean, I get it. I've done enough maddening runs on the Pegasus one with, like, Lobies to know you get tapped once by something with type effectiveness and you're down to... At least this game health gates like Borderlands does. Like, if you're above, like, a certain threshold, you cannot die from one hit. It just brings you to a sliver.
Like, and as good as I am at animation canceling my spells on Grimoires to limit how much I get hit, and as good as I am at trying to dodge out of the way, like, their attack combos are genuinely designed and their type effectiveness is designed in such a way that it is a hard counter to what I do.
I'd say it's like a soft counter at best.
But
the fact that you're able to kill it makes it at best a soft counter, or maybe even just a check.
Yeah,
it's certainly not a hard counter.
It's why I run on my save. It's why I run Wind as a spell, or Cutting Gal as a spell.
Well, why aren't you doing that? You have them.
Yeah, I might. I'm debating. Wind, because if you're using Asclepius or Thrisis on your character, what it ends up doing is it's got a crazy range and a knockback, and Cutting Gal just puts spinning wind blades around you.
Like, you just have Abraxas here because you're like, oh, I want Abraxas.
Abraxas is fun.
Abraxas is awful, and you know it.
I do. Wind, honestly, is usually my go-to. One, because it's low cost, but also it genuinely just launches people.
Like, Wind is one of the things where I think that Flame would actually do, like, really well with Claude's personal skill. Because like her personal skill is kind of not that great.
Yeah.
But like Claude's on her, and then you put her in either like Grimoire and go in Wind Magic, or you put her in Holy Knight and you take like the 2 Wind Lance like attacks that she gets. Like, girl just shreds shit. It's just vicious.
Like, I don't disagree. That's probably true. It's just fascinating to me that, like, I think Flame and Grimoire with Claude's personal skill would be really solid, because then she could use both light spells and wind-based spells and be
Well, that's the other thing with putting her in Holy Knight, is you also give her light, you know, the light affinity.
A lot of the Holy
and
Knight
all
stuff,
of the Holy Knight strong attacks are light affinity. So now you've got the wind from the skills, and the light from the actual stuff, and everything is doing wind damage, so you're constantly keeping that wind torn going. Like, it's a really powerful combination. Like, I honestly think Holy Knight Flame with Claude's personal skill is probably the best version of Flame, like, in this game. Okay, don't let the commoners die.
The fight starts now.
Oh no.
Sure, whichever wind spell you use would be more useful than Abraxas anyway. Yeah, exactly. Abraxas is just bad.
I'll lend you my strength. I'll give it 1,000%. We can do. We must make haste. Don't worry. I know we'll get a chance to turn things around.
Jess, please stop running directly into the wall.
Here to help.
There's the commoner. Get away from my commoner.
Violet to literally anyone approaching Dorothea. Get away from my commoner.
Into retreat is a vital strategy. I'll face my comrades after this.
I just love that one of the things Flame says when she's on a murder rampage is
Yay!
Okay, commoner's safe.
Violet trained her well. Defeat Viscount Esser and claim victory. Do we have enough kills?
I've got 145.
Oh no, we're 120 off.
Okay, I'm gonna stay away from there. But instead...
Whoa!
Oh, hey, there's a
hello.
guy by me somewhere that needs to die, apparently.
I also just spawned a fuck ton of Wyvern Riders on top of me.
Was it the Dark Mage I have to kill?
Still improving.
feels like the current person.
Your fortitude encourages me.
A taste more bitter than blackest coffee. This is all my fault.
Okay, we're good on kills.
Okay, in that case.
I'm not sure how, but it worked.
I'm gonna go take this stronghold. The boss is over by you.
Yep.
So.
I cannot lose.
Nice one. Where is the boss in this stronghold?
My accomplishments won't mean a thing if I'm not still standing
Hey,
when the
hurry it up.
battle's
This
over.
guy has no health.
There is no one else I would rather have by my side.
He's also closing his place, the poor idiot.
This place won't be a problem anymore.
The stronghold gears yet?
How did that not? Oh, he was behind me. Oh, you can end it. It's fine. I was just doing this to give myself something to do because trying to run to the boss wouldn't have actually done anything. There. It's mine now.
I believe this location belongs to us now.
Sure, which it was actually legitimately useful the one time where all the enemies were stuck in a narrow hallway instead of fort. Nearly any other time aside from that, or tended to be the better choice. When Beyblade just fucking goes, doesn't it? Basically just crosses the entire
that is
room.
because the one item that I've got Flame using right now gives her magic reach. It extends the range on her spells, but there's a reason I love Wind as a spell, even though it's lower damage, is it's a great engaging spell. Because I can hit shit from... It's also a good oh fuck button, because it launches everything in the air.
Some of the low-level spells are actually just, like, really good. Like, Marianne, if you run Marianne with Essence of Ice, you pretty much just run basic Ice. Because, like, all the other Ice spells are kind of crap.
Yeah, all the other Ice spells are terrible.
But Ice is a really insanely good element.
But, yeah, Wind is an excellent spell. Because it genuinely just lets me boomerang shit, launch shit up in the air, and get things off of them. Like, when I saw that commoner, I was like, I'm way far away from that commoner, but I bet I can hit everything around them with Wind, and I could. It is genuinely one of my favorite spells in the game. And I'm curious what it looks like if you're using Essence of Wind.
Unfortunately, Flame doesn't get it because fuck you.
Yeah.
So defeat the Swordmaster, the Sniper, and the Paladin. And the Grappler can't be routed. So a Swordmaster, a Sniper, and a Paladin walk into a bar.
And we have to protect a Punch Boy.
Yeah.
The fight starts now. I can't let
Better than having to protect a Punch Lady.
Please, excuse me. I'll lend you my...
I'll give it 1,000%. We can... Here, hold me
go.
back.
Okay.
I hope I can be of some use.
Honk. Here that I gotta go kill. Where's... Oh, it's an archer. Okay. Hi, Mr. Archer.
No use. We can't gain any ground.
Oh, there's another one over here.
Somebody help me.
God damn it. So the game put this one guy just like in the impossible place. I can't actually get to him. Alright, well that guy got through because the game literally did not give me a way to get there.
I caught up to the guy that got away from me. Thank you. Wind Dispel.
Well, I literally couldn't catch up to him because they put him on, like, there's not a way to get there.
Yeah.
I'm going as fast as it was possible to go without, like, Yuri's fucking personal item.
Can't let it end like this.
Okay, I'm gonna see if I can get up to them.
Paladin and their allies are advancing on the grappler, are they? It's cute that you think that.
monster. Yes! Boomerang! Oh, wrong button.
This place won't be a problem anymore. On to the next one. How remarkable. Is there nothing you cannot do?
Commoner's safe.
I won't ever forget your kindness. Let's fight as one.
Are we okay on kills?
Yep, I just checked.
Nice one.
Mind if I do?
Now, together.
I'm gonna follow your lead.
I've got you now. That was certainly a well-fortified stronghold.
The hit count just keeps going for a while again.
If only this
Hello.
meant the end of the war.
I'm just trying to protect a punch lady. I mean, considering how every time you've had to do that, you've either been stuck in some bullshit fog forest or a literal volcano. Kinda, yeah.
I won't let myself stop here.
But yeah, Wind Beyblade is an excellent skill.
That's Beyblade. Oh, a grave threat.
Ooh, fun.
Monster time.
Monster time.
Monster time.
Let's earn our keep. I'll do what
I mean, Dark Bishop is
Please,
the preferred class of
excuse me.
probably the single most busted
I'll
unit in
lend
this
you my
entire
strength.
game, but
I'll give it 1,000%. We can do it
we don't
together.
have access to that, so, you know.
gotta do. That's it.
I hope I can be of some use.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Defeat here. All would be lost if I were to die here.
Would it kill these demonic beasts to hold still for 5 fucking seconds?
Yes, yes it would, actually. Quite literally. Alright, mine's dead.
Mine would be if it would hold still.
Well, yeah, that's why it hasn't been, because it doesn't want to be dead. I think that's pretty obvious.
I feel myself.
You know what? Screw you.
Here, come with me. Let us assist each other. Out of the way.
We only won because everyone pitched in.
you witness my prowess?
It literally just gave me MVP for Wind Boomeranging a fuck ton of shit. While I was just trying to piss off the demonic beast.
I mean, you do what you gotta do. EXP Demon Beast. The hell does that even mean? Is this Demon Beast expired? Does it give you mean experience for beating it? Be less vague, game. Does it explode? Is it explosive Demonic Beast? Exponential Demonic Beast.
No, it's an experienced one. It's just one that's been through a lot. It's not that it gives you experience, it's that it's had experience.
And we need to drop in the thing to go turn in the doohickey mabobs to the dude bro. Do the supply master. I mean, it has some kind of disease. Is it just dying now? Yeah, probably.
Supplies are the lifeblood of any army.
It killed the thing, now it says XPs. Is that bad? Is it dying?
Everything has its use.
And do you plan on reuniting Dorothea with her wife in this run? Yes, but having recruited Byleth on all 3 routes, I think this is the hardest route to recruit.
This is easily the most annoying route to recruit Byleth on, like, by far. Like, it's not even close how like frustrating. It's very easy for the NPCs on the map where you recruit Byleth to dick you out of being able to actually recruit.
It's very easy for you as a player to dick you out if you're not paying attention.
Yeah, but like that's true of every Byleth route. If you're not paying attention, you're gonna screw yourself out of it. On most of the other ones, it's not exactly an easy thing for where are you and where am I? Who's facing which direction?
We were both it was one of those cases of the game put us facing the same direction again. I'm gonna go the red side.
I'm just trying to figure out which portrait is mine so I can figure out where I'm going.
That's part of why I separated off from you. Because the game was 100% trying to get us to go the same.
Oh, hey, I just taught Marianne something. I might have just taught Marianne how to use dark spikes. I just saw the peer training successful.
Dragging the others down.
I face my comrades after this. You should pay for this, you hear?
Is that all we've got?
We can ill afford defeat here.
Boy, I'm just getting dogpiled by these guys over there. Like, everybody gang up and kill Shez! Wait your turn, I'll be to you shortly.
Objectively, though, can you blame them? Like, ganging up on us is the best way to kill either one of our characters.
It's really not, though. All they accomplish by advancing on me is, like, expediting their own demise.
Oh, like, logically, I know that. I'm just saying, their logic is the best way to succeed in killing either Flame or Shez is to gang up.
That was amazing.
Because of the way I've got Shez built, I have such ludicrous
No
AoE
one
to
else I would rather
That's
have
over.
by my side. If only this might be
Marianne, knowing
the end
Dark
of the
Spikes
war.
is can't say I like the sound of that.
I won't let myself stop here.
She mastered Warrior though.
I'll put this to good use.
And she did learn, yes, she learned Dark Spike's tea. She's now super effective at killing horses.
Dimitri would be so proud.
Bonding over their shared trauma.
Are they gonna send us after demonic beasts again, or are they sending us after bandits?
Fun. Find out in a second. Oh, Marianne. Congratulations. Go be a wyvern rider. Thank you. You must learn all of the things. As is tradition. Looks like it's gonna be demonic beast again.
The fight starts now.
I am not inclined. Please, excuse me. I'll lend you my.
I'll give it 1000%. We can do it together.
Trying to fight, but I will when I must.
I'll do what I can.
Whoa, calm down there, Mr. Altered Golem.
Let's carve a swath through the battlefield.
Level 50 Hero 3.
I want to grow.
Mine's down.
Yeah, mine had 4 health bars. So.
I'm just gonna kill some more baddies.
Ah, game, come on.
Of course, the baddie that is closest to me is Punch Boy, but there's just one of them, so it's not as much of a problem.
Luck was on our side today.
Did you witness my
Yeah, the fact that I don't have mercy on me just means that I'm not defensively, you know. But it does mean my offense has spiked through the goddamn ceiling, and also they're now stuck in place because ice. Because ice, as I have said, is hysterically busted.
I do get the feeling we're not actually gonna get to the story mission tonight, though.
Well, no, we, like, never do.
Yeah. Because that one in particular can be very time-consuming.
I will defend. Please, excuse me. I'll lend you my strength.
I'll give it 1000%. We can do it together.
And with all my strength.
You're at a disadvantage here, so don't get reckless.
We won't last at this rate. We need assistance.
Wrote the sword master of the boundless shield. Alright.
I'm with you.
Yeah, I'm on my way, sword master. Be patient. And of course, they're trying to run the opposite way of the direction I'm trying to clear for them. Oh, but they've run themselves to you though. So
Yep.
that's fine. I went that way in case they needed me. They chose you.
Well, I am a character. And I have Marianne with me. Can you blame them? I just picked up that one fucking, like, special meter tonic and it gave me all 3 bars. I mean, like, the first one was almost full, but it wasn't, like, quite full. So it definitely gave me over 2 bars.
That just seems excessive.
It does seem excessive. It seems like highly unnecessary. Look at all the grapplers. They thought they could take me because I primarily sit here and use spells rather than I'm not actually a caster, you guys. I just use spells because they're more effective than pretty much every combat art in the entire game, not named Sublime Heaven.
Sublime Heaven is excellent.
You shall pay for this.
Why when I switch over to playing Byleth, I'm going to be maining Baloney and Sublime Heaven.
Not a bad combination on Byleth.
Not here, not now.
Where are you hiding, baby? Yes, that we have to kill. Are you on top of it?
Let us begin our advance.
Oh no, they're over here.
Oh, there's Sonic Beast.
I'm en route.
Okay, cool. I'll leave it to you.
Not sure how, but it worked.
Oh, Randolph!
I will bring you down for the future of the Empire. Who will challenge me?
Did you bring Fleisch?
Because she really doesn't like us. Well, in this route, she's...
My accomplishments won't mean a
She
thing
hasn't
if
met
I'm
us
not
yet.
still standing when the battle's over. I hope I can fight at your side without slowing you down.
We could not suppress the enemy attack. How shameful.
What's going on with Sonic Beast?
One of its health bars down. You know what? I can make this go faster.
I'll just keep stalling.
Let us assist each other. Out of the way.
Randolph is chasing me. He seems to think this is a good idea.
Alright, one more health bar to go.
Look at him just following me. Like, I'm gonna get you!
Alright, go ahead. Kill him.
Nice.
They say experience speeds growth.
Right on. I'm gonna follow your lead. I've got you now.
Oh, that's weird. He super died.
We managed to hold fast.
Except
I can
not really,
finally
because
relax.
according to the story, he's not allowed to be dead yet.
Yep.
Rudolph, what is this loser doing here? Just getting his ass handed to him before we hand his ass to him properly later.
I won't let myself stop here.
Probably wouldn't even have had time for it if you didn't spend like 15 minutes talking about how implausible it would be to actually try bribing me with donuts and or pizza. I was busy grabbing the memes at that point, Bio. You know.
Yeah, that was our required vamping time. I did find it amusing that Gil thinks he could bribe you into betraying the two of us on our stream.
Gil couldn't even talk Bio into betraying me on Gil's stream. It was pretty great. We were playing Clubhouse 51 and Bio just kept betting on me on every single game. It was great. To be fair, I think I won almost all of them, but... Especially when Hanafuda came up. At that point, I just crucified Gil live on stream. It was pretty great.
That game makes no sense.
Hanafuda is incredible.
No matter how many times people try to explain to me how that game works,
Supplies are the lifeblood of any army.
It makes no sense. Which is funny because usually, like, matching style games I'm good at.
Everything has its use.
It doesn't make sense to me.
Oh, you're playing Hanafuda 5K on Inu. Yeah, pretty much. Like, Gil didn't have a chance in hell at beating me in Hanafuda. 22 decks, huh? I got 100 more than that. Does that count? Secret Book Speedwing. We'll always take speed over everything else. Speed is like the most important stat in Fire Emblem. To the point where, like, if you don't have a speed growth, there's a very good chance you're not, like, one of the better units. I'll have some nicer shields, thank you. Thank you for all the building materials. Thank you for all the building materials.
Okay.
1,000 gold for 5 Umbral Steel. I think that's a profit. Bunch of free money. Crawled through the pits of Rule Breaker Hell to learn how to actually play Hanafuda properly. Gil never had a chance. I mean, Gil watched us crawl through the pits of Rule Breaker Hell to learn how to play Hanafuda properly. And then watched us do it again in Berseria with character cards.
Having to do the shit for character cards in Berseria was my nightmare because I'm bad at Hanafuda.
Like, honestly, character cards is what actually... it's what I credit with making me actually really good at Hanafuda. Like,
lend you my strength.
I'd gotten something of a command of it when we were playing Hollow Ataraxia. But, like, it was character cards where I really started to actually, like, figure out the strategy for it and how to not just be reactionary, but, like, plan ahead. God, not the character shit again! Courier! Come here!
Courier. For the one that spawned near me. Thank you, Wind Spell.
My first one died.
Mine died.
You're slightly closer than the spawn.
I'm on my way.
I'll just rack up some loot kills.
They're dead.
You shall pay for this, you hear?
Should I pay for this? I'm not sure about that.
I do hope you'll make this fun.
Kills. Still 200 off.
Okay. Kill time then.
Oh. Go away, Bow Knight. I don't want to fight you. Excuse me. Taking this group of men and leaving. Another 100 to go.
Is there nothing you cannot do?
Come here. All of you group up, please. Thank you. Better.
14. 12.
There we go. That's proud.
Register doesn't need them being dead yet.
That should be it.
Probably.
Because all my guys disappeared, so... I look at Grimoire. You actually have a health pool. Oh, I killed you.
Wow, I just saw my sword just fucking flipping out at the top of your screen there for a second.
I won't let myself stop here.
Because like once I got into character cards in Berseria, and like I wasn't trying to equate the cards with like months and like I was trying to equate it with characters that I knew and the games that they came from. Like it became a lot easier to internalize how to plan ahead for shit.
Well, I think for me that was part of the problem I had with character cards was that a lot of the earlier Tales games I hadn't played. So
I mean, I hadn't played a lot of them as well, but I did know what characters were from what games.
I didn't. And I think that was part of my frustration with character cards.
Like most of the stuff pre-Symphonia, I haven't played, or haven't played much of.
Well.
Like, if they did the same thing with Fire Emblem characters, I'd probably do much better at that, because I know what Fire Emblem characters come from what games. For the most part.
Oh, do you? Oh, do
you
now?
You know I don't know names, but I'd recognize portraits.
Alright, where's Sheeta from?
What do they look like?
Where's Sheeta from?
Yeah, again, I know faces, not names.
Who needs oh wait, somebody needs support. Apparently. Who needs to build support with people? It must be...
Marianne.
Marianne needs to build with Yuri, or with Sedith, or with Catherine. I don't have to deploy that though.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so blue-haired horsey Pegasus Knight.
Blue-haired horsey Pegasus Knight? Are you talking about Chloe?
No, I'm talking about Cheetah. Or Sita is I think how they actually pronounce her name in the...
I remember another blue-haired Pegasus Knight in Ike's game, but I don't think that's who you're talking about.
Uh-huh.
Don't think it's Birthrights.
See, guys, I give her a softball question, and she already proves that she does, in fact, not know Fire Emblem characters and what games they came from.
Well?
Well, my mind instantly went to Engage, which I knew wasn't right.
Basically, she only knows characters that are from the Tellius Saga, Engage, Awakening, and Fates. And that's it.
I mean, I've also played, I can never actually remember the name of the game, but I've played, Celica's game, clear through. I think really Martha and Roy's games are the only ones I haven't played.
I don't think you've played 7 either, or 2. Oh no, you played 2. Yeah, I guarantee you haven't played 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7.
Well, 7 was...
7 was GBA.
Yeah.
You haven't played 1, you haven't played 3.
I haven't played anything I had to have translated to play.
Well, Shadow Dragon you didn't have to have translated. That came out on the DS. So you've not played Shadow Dragon, you've not played New Mystery of the Emblem, you've not played Genealogy, you've not played Thracia, you've not played Binding Blade, you've not played Blazing Sword. Sita was one of the ones in Mirage Sessions. Yes, she was. But Willow should know this because she played Fire Emblem Warriors that she was also in. I gave her a softball question on a character from a game she'd actually played.
Yeah, but I also avoided the Peg Knights in Fire Emblem Warriors as units because I don't share your fascination with Peg Knights. In fact, generally, I dislike them.
I mean, you're allowed to be incorrect.
Like, for example, Cordelia.
Cordelia... So here's the thing with Cordelia. Cordelia was actually best to reclass out of Peg Knight. Cordelia worked absolute goddamn wonders in Mercenary into Hero. Like, Hero Cordelia is straight up busted.
Like, I mostly ignored, because she came to me as a Peg Knight. Like, units that come to me as Peg Knight, generally, I kind of avoid. In Fire Emblem games, typically. Which is funny, because, like, Wyvern Lords are some of my favorite characters. I love Wyvern Riders. I love mages. Dark Flyers are the one Pegasus-based thing I've always loved.
I love Wyvern Lords. I love mages. Doesn't have any use for Ivy in Engage, even though she is both of those things simultaneously.
Purely because...
And is one of the single most busted units in the game.
Purely because my Ivies had absolutely shit stat
Fix
growth.
it with your stat drugs that you got 1 million of because of the DLC, dummy. Like, come on. It's not a problem. You have stat drugs. Use them.
Actually, Ivy, from the get-go, had one of my favorite character designs. Like, she and Saline are genuinely my favorite character models.
Ivy's
in
design
that
is
game.
pretty great, actually, yeah.
Like, I would pay so much more attention to Ivy if my Ivy wasn't so screwed over by stats.
Again, drugs. Feed the girl drugs. She'll be fine. Honestly, her biggest problem is she has a pretty low dex growth, and her dex cap is also really low, which means that her hit rates tend to be kind of middling, especially as you get into the later game. Like, that's her big problem, honestly. Like, her speed is great. She's really tanky for being a mage. Like, extremely tanky for being a mage. I routinely just send her off to, solo half the map.
Saline's pretty tanky for a mage too, if she doesn't get stat screwed.
Yeah, I mean, numerically speaking, she's a lot harder not to get stat screwed with, though. Her growths are kind of not great by comparison.
I mean, I guess I must just be really stat blessed on mine.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the thing, right? On normal and hard, is it's possible to be stat screwed and to be stat blessed. Like, it's when you play on Maddening and you've got fixed growths that, like, you really start to understand what units are, like, what units are actually good as opposed to what units RNG has made good.
Yeah, I mean, fair.
Right? Like, And I'm not knocking RNG. RNG, like, I love RNG for that reason sometimes, is you get this unit that should be trash, but is suddenly, like, the most valuable unit in your army. Unless you're playing on Maddening, in which case, like, you know what units are going to be good, because it's the ones that have stat growths that are actually fucking useful. So, anyway, we've kind of hit time, and Willow clearly just wants to go home. So, we're going to call it here.
Well, Willow has a dog with anxiety problems who's still not used to his new environment, so...
Next week, we got 2 paralogs to do. Or whatever they're calling these. Are they calling them paralogs?
Yep.
Anyway, we got 2 of them to do. And
by which Inu means Inu has 2 of them to do while I sit here and talk to chat.
Oh yeah, well you keep an eye on chat for me and keep me up to speed with what's going on. And then we've got whatever map we're supposed to be doing. I don't remember. Not ALL, because we already did ALL. What the hell map is it we're supposed to be doing?
I'm pretty sure it's the Recruit Byleth map.
No, that's chapter 12, isn't it?
Isn't that what we're on?
No, we're on 10. Pretty sure you don't get Byleth until 12 on this route. Because she's the latest you ever recruit her on this route.
Golden Deer get our first. They also have the easiest.
Yeah, theirs is super simple. What is the fucking actual, like, map? Probably important to know. What are we doing? Oh, just
Northwestern Empire.
Helpful.
That's delightfully vague.
Yeah, right? Are you actually gonna give me that goddess icon? Like, why? I know I've S-ranked this mission. Not on Maddening, mind you, but that doesn't matter. So it's weird that it's not checked off, but maybe it just always does that and I keep forgetting. Anyway, next time, those 2 paralogs and that, so... Till then.
Catch you guys later.